Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's another episode of Long Time Watcher, First Time Rider. As always, I am your longtime watcher, King Fets, the 95th. And as always, I am joined by my wonderful first time riders, Action Shakespeare,
Hi, hello.
B Drops,
Hi, hello.
and the magical whale, Gopher.
Hi, hello.
Hi, hello, everybody. It's episode 28 of Long Time Watcher, First Time Rider. We're almost at 30 episodes. How about that? How about them fucking apples? It's been a long, arduous road, and we're kind of on the back stretch now. All things considered, we're going to be talking about episodes 60 and 61 of the original Kamen Rider series. We've only got 98 or not 98, 38 more episodes to go. 38, right?
Well, it's 36 at this point, I think.
Well,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Before
yeah,
this is
now that we've-
happening.
Yeah.
That's we're gonna be closing shop on this sooner than one might anticipate, but also not, because we're not slated to be done until October, because it's a bi-weekly podcast.
It's November now.
Shh, it's fine, we'll figure it out. But yeah, we're gonna talk about these good ass episodes of this good ass show. But before that, we gotta talk about something that's not so good, and that's death, because it's time for the death count with B Drops.
Well, some of that death is very good.
True.
I'll definitely defend a lot of these kills. The ebb and flow is back after our 35 plus kills last time. We are at a bit of a
Kill deficit.
blood recession, yeah. Which is okay. Takeshi's still coming out on top. He's got 4 kills for episode 58.
Okay.
Shocker only having 1. And that gives us 5 total kills for the episode.
Alright, not bad.
Episode 59, Takeshi gets 2, one of which I completely forgot of when he just impaled a mook through with just a blunt staff. Again, I think this is his second time doing that.
It's a personal favorite of his.
It's good, and I like that they use it in a reserved way.
It's raw as hell when it happens.
Yeah, really.
It's very, very good.
He had to use
He
a
does
lot
something
of force.
similar in episode 60, actually, in hindsight, which we'll get to.
Thrilling.
Yeah.
That leaves us with the 2 shocker kills from episode 59. Rest in pieces, those poor fishermen. Rip. 4 total for the episode. So I did want to put a little asterisk here. There was a base explosion in episode 59, but between the last time we see the base, as well as accounting for everyone I could see within the base, obviously Ambassador Hell is not dead. And there were so many mooks in the fight at the end that, without any real confirmation that any of them were inside, they were like 50 times over accounted for out there. By which I mean there was like 4 in the base, but the fight outside had like literally like 20-30 plus guys, and there was a long fight sequence. So frankly, I just couldn't say with any certainty that anyone died in that explosion, unfortunately. Aside from Earthworm Man himself.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I could see making the argument if there was the 20-30 guys in the base, but, with Dr. Hell, Ambassador Hell, still being alive, I can see an argument for that, but outside of the base, not really.
So that gives us 6 kills total for Takeshi for these 2 episodes, and that brings him up to 131 out of the total 423 kills for Team Kamen Rider.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Very, very happy for him. I'm still curious if he'll catch up with Hayato at some point. He's still a ways back. Hayato is still sitting there at that 282 that he left off at.
I think he'll catch up.
Plenty of time, yeah.
Yeah.
I sincerely hope so. It'll be great if they get on even footing there, but I love him either way. Shocker's got 3, bringing them up to 156 total.
Okay.
and we got 9 total kills for both episodes, which brings our grand total of 613 deaths as of Kamen Rider episode 59.
613. God.
613. By the time we hit
That's-
episode 60, we were 13 kills over 600.
Yeah. We only got
It's a promising start.
Yeah, really.
87 more to keep
I'm-
the average up.
I'm hoping this ebb and flow of the people, the like big numbers coming when small numbers happen, continues at some point. It didn't feel like it continued for this set of episodes, not to spoil anything too early, but it felt kind of light coming up.
Yeah, it didn't seem like there
Yeah.
were too many deaths.
I want us to break 1,000 so bad.
That's fair.
I'm
I think we're
getting
gonna do it though.
I'm gonna make a custom cake if we break 1,000, I think.
That's
Ooh.
Dang.
I've just decided this now. I'm thinking, like a vanilla chocolate blend, maybe, if I can work with that.
Ooh, like a marble cake?
Yeah.
sounds fancy.
Unless you got other
hang with
suggestions.
that.
I've got about 8 months to think about it.
You can make it a red velvet cake so the inside looks like blood and guts.
Ooh.
I'm
Ooh, I
never
could put-
opposed to a red velvet cake.
I could put some
fucking-
jelly in it, so you cut it and the jelly pours
Yeah.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Ooh, molten jelly center. Like
okay.
those molten chocolate lava cakes.
Like
That
this
actually
is
does sound really good.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to look up some recipes just to do this. I think I'm gonna write that down.
I'm only
Mm.
sad that I won't be able to eat some myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
if it's a success, I'll send everybody a recipe.
There you go.
I'll have to make it.
You'll have to shape yours like Shocker Commander, who will surely see the identity of
Yeah,
by the
we'll
time we get
definitely
to
know what he
1,000
looks like.
kills.
There'll be.
I would hope. By the
There'll be
time we get
some,
to 1,000, I would really hope we know what that guy looks like.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, really.
Could have some cupcakes. They have pop rocks on them, so they explode when you're eating them.
There you go.
Pour Coke all over it. Fill it with Mentos.
We're trying to make a fun dessert, not a weapon.
Well,
I'm
I
sorry,
never said
this is
that.
Kamen Rider. You need to
Oh,
get
that's fair.
Are
Pyro
they
in there.
mutually exclusive?
Just put a firecracker in it. Fuck it.
Ooh,
Yeah, fuck it.
Take away the middleman. Just explode the cake.
Make a fuck
Just
around and
hurt
find
me.
out cake.
It's a,
Just sincerely hurt me.
okay. So I'm gonna a little addendum for the recipe I sent you. If you have an army supply store, that'll probably be the best place to get it. I'm gonna need you to get a hand grenade.
Yeah,
Put it
that's
in the
fair.
cake.
Well,
If you can't use homemade store bought, it's fine.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, here's the recipe for a pipe bomb. And we're taking it.
In my first.
uh-oh. We're on a list now.
I've heard of Anarchist Cookbook, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, all right.
I
Yeah.
wonder if our
Thank
editor's
you.
going to take all of this out. Marge Simpson
Not if we
rumbling
just
from
start.
the other side.
Not if we just start talking.
Yeah, I mean, let's do it. Let's start talking about Kamen Rider. Let's specifically start talking about Kamen Rider episode 60, The Eerie Owlman's Killer X-Rays. It originally aired May 20th, 1972, and I got a little synopsis that I wrote for you, because the Kamen Rider wiki is a barren wasteland. Yes, I wrote it specifically
Points
for you,
itself.
Action Shakespeare, and no one else.
Thanks.
Sad
Nobody
face.
look.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, nobody else look.
Cover your ears.
Yeah,
You
fuck
could
off,
up-
guy here.
If it's for you only, I guess you can upload it this week.
Rude.
Yeah, I guess I'll just be clocking out. See ya.
Oh, no.
Good stuff, everybody. Me and Chat's
Yeah.
got this.
Okay, sure.
Alright, y'all have a good one.
Yeah, right.
Now we can talk
Anyway.
about wrestling.
Hell yeah. My secret ploy to make
Like
a
that
wrestling
fucking
podcast.
stops us.
Yeah, really.
All right.
Anyway. Episode 60. The episode opens at the Shocker base as Ambassador Hell is explaining the power of the new Shocker Kaijin, Owlman, who is sent out to test his abilities. Owlman kills a passerby with his X-ray beam, but is discovered by two girls. He kidnaps one, but the other gets away and attempts to tell the police, who do not believe her. As the girl hides from Owlman, she runs into Hongo, who she tells about the murder she saw. Do I want to keep... we'll keep going for a little longer. Back at the Shocker base, Ambassador Hell explains Shocker's plan to destroy all of the clocks in Japan by using Owlman's abilities. Hongo is able to secure an X-ray of the deceased man, which he reveals matches the skeleton he was shown. There we go. We'll stop it there. That's the first couple of minutes of the episode. So we got Shocker Kaijin. We got Owlman.
So, I want to just start right off the bat by saying, I don't think these episodes were too deadly, but wow, were they something.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
I thought you were just going to say stupid.
I
They're all
mean,
wow,
stupid.
were they stupid.
Where should we
yes,
start?
but it's tokusatsu.
Stupid is excusable here.
Yeah.
Yes, and I had fun, but boy, did they start
God,
taking it to some new
stupid.
levels in these last two episodes.
What the hell is this plan?
Like some
It's
real
fucking
dream
ridiculous.
logic in a
Truly.
few cases.
I love it.
We're gonna take the
should-
clock.
Should we start by discussing our extremely early revealed Owlman?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
just
go
right up
ahead and
front.
explain this out. Yeah, because really, like, first minute of the episode, we see this dude. So, let's,
He's an owl.
Yeah.
He's
He
an
sure,
owl.
fuck, dude, he sure is.
It's, I mean, really, I kind of don't know how else to describe this suit other than, like, hey, did you ever think that maybe there were furries back in the 70s and one dude's persona was an owl?
I was
If
actually
so, this is what he looked like.
I was actually thinking that. I was watching this episode, thinking about the suit, and I'm thinking, you ever think, like, you think this was someone's furry awakening, dressing up in one of these suits, and I find it hard to believe that it's 100% no.
Yeah, no, I mean, considering all of the people who keep talking about how their furry awakening was fucking Disney Robin Hood, like, this had to do it for someone.
Right?
This is
It's
such a weird, unique case. Because, yeah, it really does look like a pretty 70s technology, otherwise normal-ass costume of a person who looks like an animal.
Mhm.
A man-sized owl with legs.
Yeah.
He's just wearing a shocker belt. And, like, that is, like, the only thing. Except... in this reveal for his one little thing that they do it one single time and never bring up again, where he's got the boing peepers.
Yeah, he got the
He saw a honking pair and he just went and they never bring it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, yeah.
Oh fuck! Now I'm just thinking of the mask.
yeah, seriously.
Hong donga bungaloo.
Yeah, really. Just hammering himself in the head.
God.
It's insane how that never comes up again.
It doesn't, like, not a
It's
single
the
time.
only weird part of his design. Because otherwise,
I really
it's just
liked
an owl.
it. Like early on in the episode, I had offhandedly said during our viewing, I hope Takeshi rips his eyes out,
Yeah.
because I kind of thought that would be a thing, given how, like, Poison Lizard Man had his tongue ripped out.
Mm-hmm.
I had thought, oh, are they alluding to the fact that Owlman's, like, eyes are what, projects the power, and if Takeshi just rips his protruding eyes out of his body,
Yeah.
he would lose his advantage in the fight.
Well, see, here's the thing about that, B, is if you rip someone's eyes out, like, whether they shoot X-rays out of them or not, your opponent is probably going to, like, lose the advantage. Sight is
Almost certainly.
is necessary, some people would say.
I'm sure it would make a difference either way, but I just, we saw his eyes bulge out like a cartoon wolf, and I just
That's
thought
fair.
that would mean something.
No, yeah. Unfortunately, they were not doing foreshadowing this time. They were like, hey, check out what we learned how to do.
Yeah, they just had a really fun idea. Could not
and
implement it.
I'm sorry we didn't go into like super heavy detail about describing him. He's a brown owl. He's like very natural color.
Yeah.
He's not. The only weird thing is like that his eyes are blue, I guess.
Yeah, they're blue. They're kind of have it's like blue Christmas light pupils with reflector like kind of lens, behind it.
So the suit part itself is not identical, but incredibly close to Cheetah Man.
Yeah.
Wow, you're right.
Yeah,
it actually.
I had to go back and check.
Is it repurposed?
Yeah,
Probably.
It'd be weird to repurpose it. Like, the coloring is slightly off. The spots are different. And there's, like, no black under the arm, as with Cheetah Man. But, like, they might have just followed the same pattern or something.
Also a possibility.
And I just find that neat. Because this man just stole Cheetah Man's skin.
Ripped it right off.
Yeah.
Turned it inside out, put a fresh coat of paint on it, and called it a day.
That's how you make a shocker kaijin, baby.
For everybody listening at home, that's also a good skincare routine.
Yeah.
Rip off a cheetah's skin, turn it inside out, and wear it.
That's why they're endangered.
Or just skin in general. But cheetah would...
The skin of your foes, most specifically. Or your fallen brethren. They both work equally effectively, just depending on what's available in your area.
Neither of those things are as big as me is the thing, like...
You can use multiple, it's okay. It's like making a burrito out of 2 tortillas instead of 1. It works alright.
That's so much work, though.
Well,
it's not really, though. It's fine.
But then you get a bigger burrito.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, alright. That's fair.
Think of how smooth the skin will be if you put in the effort.
This is a weird conversation.
Owl man.
I am
Owl man.
That meme picture of that guy touching his cheeks.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I have someone to bounce off with this stuff.
I understand you, Gopher.
Thank you
we
so
have
much.
a mutual understanding.
Freaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you can call it whatever you want. We're just vibing.
That's fair.
You know what? Valid. Just,
Speaking of valid.
Oh, okay.
You know what's not
No,
valid?
I'm sorry. Did I cut you off?
No, it's fine. It's fine. We really ought to keep this train and chugging along. Speaking of valid, do your segue.
What's not valid, Gopher?
Oh, I was gonna say Nazis, and
that's true.
And that's because they kill people just like the they just kill the coach. Like the Owl Man just kills the coach.
Yeah, I can't believe Coach from Left 4 Dead and Swole Fame is dead now.
But before we get to that, I actually do want to point out. So Owlman is deployed, right? It goes, hey, Owlman, you got them X-ray specs. You got skeleton vision.
Yeah.
Get out there and do your thing. And they have this little ceiling panel that opens up so he can jump out with his owl.
Fucking Gundam deployment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I realize now we were a little sad that the bulging eyes aren't foreshadowing, but that sure was.
Yeah,
that was a setup that got paid off later.
Yeah, it did.
Which the show has is what I would call inconsistently inconsistent, where you can't look at a thing and be like, this is not going to be paid off, because they might do it, but you can't look at a thing and say this is going to be paid off because
they might not.
They might not.
Truly, you never
really
know.
Something you expect to be paid off.
Yeah.
Just whatever suits them at that particular instance is what they do, and it's kind of wild.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just kind of doing shit, and woe be it on us to dare and try and glimpse into the future and think that we could read their minds, because 9 times out of 10 we can't. For instance, I would have never predicted how much dick-based offense was going to
Boy,
happen
howdy.
in this episode.
Yeah.
Spoilers, yeah.
Kamen
Please
Rider.
prepare yourselves.
Yeah,
We're
minor
just doing
spoilers,
shit.
but yeah, truly, We're-
Subtitle.
fucking attacking the Johnson today.
But yeah, Gopher mentioned the coach, though I think Beam pointed out, I wasn't listening that close, and I went back to listen, that they were referring to him as Senpai.
Yeah,
And
I caught that on the
I
first...
don't blame the translators, because this dude doesn't look like an older contemporary.
No,
this
he
dude
doesn't.
looks 40.
No.
Yeah, he definitely
40-year-old
looks like
senpai.
way older.
Yeah, I really don't know if maybe
I mean, is it
No,
that
I got
uncommon
nothing.
for?
Like,
I feel like it would, depending on the type of person the coach was, it wouldn't like be that out there for
That
students
seems
to
kinda
call
weird.
their coach
Yeah.
senpai.
No, they'd be sensei. Like, plain and simple, they're teaching.
Yeah, it's fair.
okay, so here's my story for them.
Hit me with it.
These-
So back.
These school students were so great, they skipped all the way to college, and that's just one of their college classmates.
Fully extracurricular
Yeah.
thing that has nothing to do with either of their places of education or age.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the only other explanation I can think of is that they take tennis classes outside of, school or work or whatever,
Hmm.
and he just happens to have been taking lessons longer than they have.
Which would make him their senpai.
It's really chummy with them.
It's still a little, I don't know, it's still a weird interaction for them to have really randomly. I still feel like hearing them call him senpai also just makes me go, bruh. And if they just called him sensei, I never would have even batted an eye.
Yeah.
Nope. The script called for young man.
Young
Yeah.
man.
Nobody
That was
signed up.
Not. I mean, what if he just looks older? What if he just has bad skin?
We could just
Yeah.
be being being mean.
Yeah, we could just be
we
fucking
could just have
annihilating
them-
some kid.
them
I can
laugh lines
relate.
real big.
He refused to wear the skin of his brethren and enemies.
That's why you wear tiger skin, so you don't look 40.
We gotta stop wearing other shit's skin, y'all. I've decided to make that ultimatum now. Like, I feel like it's bad for the environment. We keep
It's
actually
killing
pretty
shit
good
to
for the
wear
environment, all
skin.
things considered. I'm about to go off on the clothing industry and how much I hate synthetic materials, but that's probably not appropriate for this podcast. Anyway, Kamen Rider.
Anyway,
Bad for the
Kamen Rider.
environment of the person. We keep skidding.
Yeah, really. It's bad for my mental environment because I have to keep thinking
Well-
about you skinning shit.
You don't have to think about it. You don't have to think
You
about
keep
me
bringing
being
it up,
elbow
though.
deep in a tiger. Okay? I'm not forcing you to think about that.
Shut up.
No, but you are talking about it.
I'm not forcing you to feel this way. You can control your own emotions.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry if you're offended.
I am offended. Get the hell off of my podcast.
I finally memorized that line and I can say it now.
You did it.
Proud
Why
of you.
did you
I
ever
did
say
it.
Yeah, you finally learned what you shouldn't say.
Yeah.
You know what you should say is, I'm sorry, you can be offended.
So you have that ability.
Yeah, fuck you for that.
My-
Bitch.
My favorite line that I actually like to use is "Stay mad."
Yeah,
That's fair.
that can work.
Stay mad is good.
Die
Stay
mad.
mad.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's
I have to
very
say, I
powerful.
do appreciate
of
the
dying.
new run of Malt Cope Sieve. There's just something about that collection of words and just like as instructions. It's, yeah, fuck you, Malt Cope Sieve.
L ratio.
Yeah,
Got it.
ratio. Plus no one asks.
Digs up your crops.
No bitches.
Yeah, plus no bitches. So, I'm just thinking of that Tumblr post that's like that combination of things, but it makes the Tony Hawk
Sounds like-
Cabo noise sounds.
Yes.
No bitches.
Also,
Plus-
the person that said it sounded like telegrams.
Oh
Hell,
god.
stop.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Horatio, stop. No bitches, stop.
Fuck.
So what were we talking about? Dying?
Dying.
Yeah, we were talking
senpai
about
died.
a certain
Yeah.
senpai who now gets no bitches
40
because he's dead.
He's super not gonna get any
Yeah.
bitches anymore
Yeah,
because he has
plus
been...
no bitches, plus is a skeleton.
Don't talk about him like that.
Plus
He's
ratio.
just a child.
ratioed into a skeleton.
Oh,
X
man.
ratio. Oh, got him. There we go.
got him.
We put it all
Oh,
together.
There it is.
Tony Hawk
Podcast
combo.
over.
That's gonna get us a skate letter.
Fuck yeah.
Oh fuck. Yeah, this dude
Um,
gets fucking hit with a boner beam. But like not in the good
Whoa.
way.
Just throwing haymakers. All right, you've recovered. Boom. We're not describing what
Yeah,
happened.
that's the frustrating
That's
part.
just what I called it in my notes.
Fair enough.
He hit him with that and I was like, boner beam!
He has skeleton vision. He sees your
Yeah.
skeleton, and that's it.
Yeah.
Now we all do.
And now, yeah, soon everyone else is gonna see your skeleton too. Check this out. I'm not the only one who thought the skeleton looked kind of weird, right?
No, it's great.
It's a Halloween store skeleton.
Is
Yeah.
it? I swear,
Yeah.
there was one version of it that I swear looked like it was carved out of wood.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe that's how it was in the 70s.
Maybe that's how it was in the 70s. It was a weird ass skeleton.
It was definitely like the X-ray beam was not just to like instantly skeletonize the person, but also cleaned their bones.
Mm-hmm.
Really good for grave robbing and collectors.
Yeah, you just pristine white bones.
Gotta do something after you
Yeah,
steal
for
that
all your
skin.
Tumblr witch needs.
So yeah, this.
That's
Oh, go ahead.
that's a reference for the ages.
Yeah, really.
Truly.
No, that's a deep cut. But yeah, this dude gets turned into a goddamn skeleton, and then two girls are like, "Damn, did that dude get turned into a goddamn skeleton?" Yeah,
And then
Can I be?
go ahead.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
you probably
I
can
feel so put on the spot. and I
Looks
was gonna say something
expectantly.
so stupid.
do it. Do your dumb joke. Do
Can't
your
I be
bad
turned
joke.
into a skeleton too?
Well, unfortunately, my boner
yes.
beam works differently, so I can't help you there, B.
Tragic.
If you want to be turned into a skeleton, just cease existing and you'll be fine.
Yeah, just stop. Why don't you
Oh,
just
who's
push the
gonna
power
clean the
button if you
meat
want to
off?
be a fucking
Well,
skeleton?
it takes a
I'm gonna
while.
clean the meat off.
Send me your bones, will do it.
See, that's
Okay.
love. That's love right there.
You're going to get in so much goddamn trouble for this.
Can you? I think you can send as long as they're ethically sourced.
Slow roasted.
No.
Mm,
Can
The government care very much for human remains.
steamed bee.
You'll have to go by pigeon, I guess.
Okay, so give me a few years to raise and train some carrier pigeons, and then, I guess expect. How much can the carrier pigeon bring? Like a 4-ounce package
Get
at
a-
a time. Good lord.
get a
The
really
speed
strong-
velocity of a
Just-
laden carrier pigeon.
Get a really strong carrier pigeon. Train it well.
Get a carrier vulture.
I
Fuck
mean-
it.
Wow, my carrier vulture in me.
That is some
It's my favorite
powerful
Ghibli
energy.
movie.
Just live in the forest with your carrier vulture and your cats and just vibe.
Yeah,
But you know, a lot of cats are kind of dumb sometimes.
most cats, yeah.
And you know what else is dumb is the fact that Owlman just like didn't expect witnesses. This is broad daylight.
Broad daylight, yeah.
In a field.
Near a residential area.
Yeah, by the road, traveled.
It's like...
She instantly runs to a cop.
Yep.
Which brings up another point with specifically the beginning of this episode. The off-screen stealth that was employed was impeccable this episode. It's just,
it was real quality.
It's like you take one shot of the policeman and then you pan back to the girl and then back to the policeman, he's gone. Then you pan to the owl man and back to the girl and then she's gone. It's just everyone was just
people just fucking disappearing.
Yeah.
Teleporting out of frame.
It's just like, okay. I was not expecting everyone to just have magic, but I guess
yeah, it's Kamen Rider. Shoutouts to, I think it's Kamen Rider Shinobi is the Kamen Rider series where it purports that like in the future everyone will be a ninja.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, you know, it's the year 2022. Everybody learned ninjutsu. We got working holographic billboards and shit.
Damn I haven't been studying the blade.
I mean, now's the time to start.
I mean, it's the pandemic's fault. It's not like you can go out and meet women. You have to be home studying the blade.
Yeah, really, you've got no other choice.
I combined being at home and meeting women.
Ah, shit.
When I could have been studying the blade.
I think
You fool.
I think the foolish thing here is that you should meet women by studying the blade.
Exactly.
Oh, see, that is a valid venue and a venue that I would love to go to.
Big brain.
But I just played an MMO instead.
You know? Any port in the storm.
One of these days I will fence with people and sword fight.
I'm not gonna lie, for some reason I thought you were gonna say one of these days I'm gonna play an MMO, and I was like, yo, go for it.
I mean, that's true too.
That game's single player, what are you talking about?
Yeah, true.
It's got a story campaign and everything.
Yeah.
Send me your pictures of Orchifont.
Yeah, send B-Drops
I
pictures of
want
Orchifont.
I want pictures of Orchifont.
I was gonna do something, but I'm immediately not going to.
And then if you want to earn a cheeseburger from Old King Fats, sneak in one along came Zeus. You showed me the DM where you snuck that in, and I'll get you a double, my guy.
I'm going to commit so much violence.
Well, do it on children, and you'll earn some cheeseburgers.
I will beat you.
Fair enough. You'll have to find me first.
Speaking of beatings,
You have to finish the segue because we're not there yet.
Speaking of beatings,
All right.
Speaking of beatings,
I'd like
guess
to.
Yongo is here on the scene.
Well, yeah, he is.
After we get our little ninja stealth from everyone moment, he just happens to be rolling in. He's just like,
Yeah.
"What's up, everybody?" There's a kid doing Jet Set Radio in the background.
He sure is.
Just skating and grooving.
Love that kid.
Directly in the camera shot. There's a few of that. There's a little of that in both these episodes,
Yeah.
and it's delightful every time. Just get some randos just doing something.
The perils
in the
of
middle of a
filming in
fight
public.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's like at this point, clearly they had some sort of reputation, and we're usually able to. But yeah, every once in a while,
Every now and again.
streets in the distance, people are getting looky-loos.
Yeah.
You can't edit it out.
I mean, they seemed far enough away that like I can understand why it would have come up this time because they were probably outside the purview of what they may have closed down in order to film the sequence. But still, it's fun to see him. It's like a Where's Waldo.
Yeah, right.
Hey, look at that in the background.
I probably would. It was just his movement really caught my eye, and that's just the thing.
Mhm.
You know, it's rollerblading and roller skating, so he's kicking his legs with every movement, so
Yeah.
he just catches the eye.
He's gonna be a star. A star.
I kind of forget. I guess he kind of just sort of interrupts enough for them to boogie out, and she can be safe.
Well, she's hiding,
But
if you'll
yeah,
recall.
she's. I mean, doesn't she come out once he rolls in?
Yeah, he
yeah.
pops out and or he shows up and she hops out of the.
They just kind of leave so we can go to Shocker's really super cool plan that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, pretty much. Would you like to tell the people about the really super cool plan that makes a lot of sense?
I was gonna ask, could someone summarize the super cool plan that makes a lot of sense for me, because I don't know if I remember it.
So
I've got it to a vague idea, but go for it. You want to go for it?
I wasn't really grasping it when it happened.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I didn't grasp it either, so here's the best I got, right?
Hit me with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Every single clock is connected to an explosive somehow that at a certain frequency that Owlman can like vibrate at or whatever will eventually explode. And
I
that's
would like
the
to
plan?
follow this up by saying that, for clarification for anybody who isn't going to watch these episodes, Gopher has already given about double the information that they did, trying to make this make any amount of sense.
Yep.
Now,
and I commend you for it.
Was the implication that they just, because they're Shocker and they're everywhere, that they just secretly put this explosive in every clock in the country?
No. Because they and the reason why is because they explicitly say that they put transmitters on all of the largest clocks.
Okay,
and what?
I don't know how the fuck they're gonna get all the small ones.
I think
they believe that it's a chain reaction, and it makes no sense.
I think
apparently it's some form of chain reaction. They're going to blow up time as a concept, thus detonating every clock.
A literal time bomb.
Yeah, like, I feel like they were, like, really, really into the idea of saying, a literal time bomb, because they put a bomb in the clock. But also, it really sounds like you made a bomb out of time.
Yeah.
And so, like, they're probably, like, all spiritually connected, you know?
Yeah. You gotta get the really big ones, and they'll reverberate their sympathetic time frequencies.
Yeah. Don't you know all clocks are empaths?
The baby clocks that they birthed.
Like, all clocks are, you know, like, every object is in a pond. Right? So you got, like, your clock pond, your, like, water bottle pond, your people pond, like, got all of that.
People pond sucks, people keep peeing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you remove enough water, which is like removing the big clocks, you know? Eventually, all the water that's left, which is just, you know, the small clocks, that'll get absorbed by the ground. So it's a chain reaction, see?
There you go.
And if you're thinking, what the hell did any of that mean? That still made more sense than the explanation they gave.
Because they didn't give us an explanation.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they just say that they put a big-ass bomb in the tallest clock tower, and they said when the Earth is closest to the sun at noon, I don't know, maybe it's heat sensitive. We hit noon, it's hot, bomb go boom, it do big damage.
That's so many words.
Attack the clock point for massive damage.
That's so pedestrian, B. Yeah. We're Shocker. We're fucking supervillains. Every clock in Japan needs to explode.
Yeah, or else what's the fucking point?
You just need a bomb big enough to make everything explode. Why does it have to be special? Why does it have to be a literal time bomb?
Well, they
just drop like a big massive bomb. That will also blow up all the clocks in Japan.
They tried that with the Cobalt 120. It didn't fucking work, did it?
Well,
they didn't get to make the bomb out of it, though.
Dropped so many nukes already.
Here's the issue. Whenever they have something, like, of note worth, like, explosion-wise, they're just like, hey, Kamen Rider, look what we got. Spooky. and then Kamen Rider just punches them.
Yeah.
And takes
I'm going to punch you now.
Because he's Kamen Rider.
What?
So
maybe I should make vague threats towards various city areas.
I can't believe that B Drops is going to blow up the metropolitan area with their nuke that they
Eyes
got.
emoji.
Just to see Kamen Rider.
No, that part I can believe.
No, see, you can't make
Multiple eyes emojis.
you can't make vague threats because that's like the problem is that they just outright tell the people.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you'll never get this uranium because we need to build a bomb with it. But they've had no problem building bombs before. So it's just like a matter of secrecy then, you know?
I think it's entirely kind of like what Shakes was joking about. They just can't commit to like a really practical, straightforward plan.
Probably.
It's not super enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, am I a super villain if I just rob a bank? Now go get the giant penny.
Okay, Megamind.
Exactly.
like,
What's the difference between a regular villain and a super villain? Presentation.
like
Giant
true.
cockroach man. Fucking big ass Egyptian cockroach,
Yeah.
dude.
Big ass.
Leading this
There you
thing.
go.
You think he's gonna be doing practical plans
Exactly.
with that eyeliner?
With those wingtips?
Those
Please.
tips?
He's flying into the sun or dying trying.
Yeah, he's gonna fly so close to the sun that his wingtips burn.
Ah!
My hubris. What the fuck? I was gonna say a thing. I already forgot. I was too distracted by Cockroach Man yet again.
God damn it. He can't keep getting away with this.
Oh yeah, B. What's your plan when you attract Kamen Rider's attention with your special metropolitan area blowing up bomb?
Yeah.
Are you going to do the traditional way and fight and do a fight and say, you're lucky this time, Kamen Rider, even though you're getting your ass kicked? And then boogie it down for a second fight where you die? Or are you just
I
gonna
don't
let
know,
him
I
kill
didn't
you
think I'd get
He's
immediately?
just gonna go, yeah. Just gonna
Maybe the
poison
latter.
glory it right out the get-go.
Oh yeah. So while they're explaining this nonsense plan,
Yeah.
we have
10 feet behind them.
10 feet behind them.
Mm-hmm.
This single shocker mook is just sort of holding on to a rope
Yep.
that he has jimmied over, like a pulley. That's the word I'm looking for. He's pulleyed over the railing so he can hoist one of the high school girls up, or middle school, whatever, school girls up.
Yeah.
And he's just sort of standing there.
Sure shit is.
This is just the situation he has been relegated to. You can like accomplish this with like, I don't know, a stake in the ground or anything.
Or
He's
like
gotta
a
hold it.
crucifix. You know how we
We're
love to use
saving
those all
those.
the time. Yeah,
We're
apparently.
yeah, it was a refreshing change of pace, at least.
I don't know if refreshing is the word I'm gonna use.
I will say once again, this is weird foreshadowing.
Yeah, you're right. What the fuck?
I know,
We foreshadowed the weirdest shit in this episode.
And none of the important stuff.
Yeah. Literally nothing that actually matters. But whatever. I do have to say I really appreciate the existence of the girl in this scene. Cause Shocker is like, they are explaining their plan. And then Owlman's like, alright, I'm gonna go get ready. And Ambassador Hell's like, no, Owlman, we need you to go and place the last receiver that we've got. You're gonna go do it tonight at the flower clock in the park. And he's like, alright, cool. By the way, what the fuck are we doing with this? I don't know if you remembered,
Gestures.
but I brought a girl home, Dad. What do I do with it? And he's like, fuck it. Let her work with the other prisoners or something. I don't give a shit.
Put her with the rest.
Yeah.
Yes, put her with the rest of your toys.
I don't know why. I don't know why those dudes exist. They exist to be
Yeah, they
killed
just-
by Owlman every
Yeah.
once in a while.
Pretty much.
They just were like, Father, I have captured this 13-year-old girl on her way home from tennis. What is to be done with her? You should have her build the bomb receiver transmission device thing. A thing that all middle schoolers surely have learned to do by now.
Well, of course. You weren't building bomb
course.
receivers in middle school, B?
I don't think they can answer that.
Not until Kamen Rider shows up.
I have to bide my time, please.
That's fair.
Do not make me waste my breath.
Don't want.
What
Waste
is
my nut.
limited?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Don't want to bust that nut too early. It's okay, B. It happens to the best of us. They say 1 out of 5 men.
Help me.
So like,
Yeah.
You ever think about?
It's okay,
On
never
gut?
mind. Save yourself, get out of here.
You ever think about
Get out of here.
Cheez-Its?
Cheez-Its?
Because
Cheez-Its.
I that's a food I eat, but you know
Mhm.
what I don't think I would be happy with eating? A whole potato. Fats, eat a potato.
Never. You'll never feed me a potato.
What was it that we decided
A
was your
pumpkin.
threshold? A pumpkin?
Yeah.
Yeah, go eat a pumpkin.
Never. You'll have to catch me first. And before you catch me, let's move on. Let's do the next part of the
Oh, he's
thing.
running through the end of the synopsis.
Yeah. Oh, we should talk about Hongo gets an X-ray. Don't worry about how he gets it. He just gets one.
He just walks up to the doctor and is just like, "Hey, you got X-rays of this dude?"
Yo, you got his X-rays, dude.
I have his skeleton. I'm not telling you that, but
Yeah.
that's why I need it.
And of course, the doctor's like, I see no reason not to give out this confidential patient's information. Here you go.
He was like, oh, he was in a car crash. Cool. Anything else?
Nope, that's my use in the scene. They only gave me one line.
He was in a car crash because he's 40 years old. Commutes to a job.
Yeah.
So X-rays, right?
Mm-hmm.
They reveal things unseen,
Yeah.
right? We're following me?
Yeah.
Okay. Taki also revealing things unseen.
Yeah,
normally
really.
unseen this episode.
Yeah, these 2 episodes, Taki decided to reveal the hidden treasure that is his fucking titty meat.
Yeah, he's just shirt open in the doctor's office
Deep V.
with the blue suit
Talking like
and the
full,
gold
like,
chain.
And the gold chain.
8 inches.
My man was ready.
He was like the boss. Like, he pulled that thing open.
He was ready
Look at
for
the
Saturday
sky.
Night Fever.
For real, Taki was on his way to the fucking disco, like, fully. It's
Yeah, honestly.
insane.
It's a good look, though. I mean, I'm not gonna fucking yuck his yum, as it were.
Really? I figured you were into that.
What?
You know me, I'm not a yum yucker.
What?
I'm all about the yum, you know what I'm saying?
The flower clock.
Yeah, the flower clock.
The flower clock. Yeah, let's get to the flower clock, huh? Where was... What? My eyes are garbage. As is the rest of me. There we go.
And
Meanwhile, Owlman is
Made
putting
feel
the
better.
last transmitter in place when he is caught by a policeman whom he kills. As Taki and Hongo are on the trail for Shocker, they are attacked by Owlman and Shocker Mooks. Hongo is injured by Owlman during the fight, but is saved by Taki, who is also injured. Luckily, Hongo is able to get the Owlman to flee. Back at the Moto Club, Goro is talking to the others about the appearance of another skeleton when Hongo and Taki arrive. Goro tells Hongo the news, and he goes to investigate with Tachibana. Together, they find the Shocker base and lure over a guard to take hostage. They bring him back to the Moto Club for questioning, but he is attacked by Owlman. So... Oh, please.
Sorry, I just realized we didn't talk about what Owlman sounds like.
It sounds
Oh,
like an
yeah,
owl.
no. Well,
I think he sounds kind of like a monkey.
I was gonna say, he doesn't just kind of do it
Yeah.
in a monkey cadence, like, "Ooh, ooh, 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 ooh."
Yeah, a little bit, huh? Yeah.
It'd be
Pretty
Yeah.
too
straightforward, all things considered.
normal. And when he makes that sound, they're just like, huh? Is that an owl?
It's weird to
No,
be
that's
seeing
a
an
monkey.
owl around this place.
That man is 6 foot tall and in the jungle. He's
Tarzan?
Yeah.
no.
close. Owlman.
George.
We could only be so lucky.
Yeah, really. Jokes on both of you. It's Skurchak.
Oh no, I'm leaving. No, you can have. Listen, have your fun. I want you to chase your dreams.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chase the door. Bye.
All right, yeah, you have fun. I'll
Yeah.
be honest, y'all are not gonna want to witness this.
No.
I bet your eyes,
Forcibly
children.
ejected from the podcast.
I hope he does not just completely destroy you.
Well,
I feel
Hey,
that's one of us.
Yeah.
No, you're trying to get annihilated. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Look,
Well, I guess I can respect that.
Yeah, I get that. I guess.
No point otherwise, right?
We might all be in agreement to an extent.
I mean, you're the one who wants to take Kamen Rider.
Contextually, we are in agreement.
We have frightened and confused the booth.
Wordsy is knocking off the glass. Concerned eyes.
And it's incredibly valid.
It's
We must move on.
It's okay, Booth. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's move on to this fucking cop, because he's
Let's
getting murdered.
rig-a-goo-goo over on here.
Yeah, we're gonna go over to Mutton Chop Cop.
Rigagoo-go.
Chop cop.
Mutton Chop Cop. It's the adventures of Mutton Chop Cop.
Messed
The
up this guy.
adventures of Mutton Chop
Excited.
Cop include seeing an owl and getting turned into a skeleton.
Oh no, what about next week's episode?
He's a fucking skeleton now.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
sweet.
Skeleton
I'd
Cop.
watch that a lot
Yeah.
more, frankly.
you
Yo,
know.
Trigger, when is the fucking long-awaited sequel to Inferno Cop, Skeleton Cop?
To be honest, it was called Luluco.
Yep.
That's
Oh
pretty much it.
yeah, God, I loved Luluco.
I never finished
I
Luluco. I really needed
I also
to.
never finished it. I need to. It was a lot of fun.
Do it.
I got
It
decently
is-
far
it is
in.
powerful. I'm enjoy validating the feelings of preteen girls. It's not a thing most things care to do.
That's fun. That's nice to hear.
I'm enjoy. Also, she girl turned into gun, which is just
Also good.
fun.
Yeah, She-Girl dude turned into gun.
That's it sounds
That's something for everybody, frankly.
One thing about
sounds
her,
really
you gotta
dumb.
know.
I'm into it. I'm with it.
It's a
I-
Studio Trigger anime. So.
Yeah,
I mean,
so really.
yeah.
For Gopher and for anybody else who may be listening, this isn't like an exaggeration. I'm not talking about like, oh, a certain scientific railgun where she like shoots the thing at. No, this girl literally transforms her body, horrifically
Oh.
shifts and changes shape and becomes a mechanical gun. Her head's still sticking out of it too. It's great.
It's very good.
It's like a little bobble at the end of the gun.
Yeah,
All right,
it's pretty
That's-
good.
It's very
Is
good.
it
It's amazing.
Is it a metaphor for coming of age? I don't know, maybe, but she's a gun, and that's all that
She's
a
matters.
Turbo Teen, eat a dick. We
Yeah.
got Luluco. She turns into a gun.
Yeah, she turned into the piece. You know, she keep that motherfucking thing on her.
Which
is
the
that
cop
thing.
should have done,
Yeah.
frankly. She is the thing,
Yeah,
and the cop
because-
wasn't, and that's why he's a skeleton.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's true.
If he turned into a gun, he'd be fine. Well,
So what you're
probably
saying
not.
is I need to just learn how to turn into a gun.
Yeah.
Yes. Or
I will
you
suffer
need to
the same
become a
fate.
musician.
Oh, or I need to become a musician. One of those sounds significantly easier.
Magician. You would think it would be the gun.
Yeah, you can buy a bunch of gun parts and just put like your
And
brain
just
in
slap
there.
them on.
Yeah.
That's not the joke I meant to say, but I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, it's really easy to become a gun. You just take your brain out, you put it in the fucking shotgun.
Fucking millennials
Yeah.
complaining.
Dump out the magazine.
Yeah.
Cram in your frontal lobe. That's whatever. Screw the rest of it. Whatever. I guess we don't need any of the rest of it.
Yeah. I only need the part that helps me pull the trigger.
That's probably going to be the part that does not help you pull the trigger.
Well,
Remember,
Bang,
you don't
bang,
have to be a
bang.
gun. You can choose who you want to be.
well, if I want to be a gun,
You could
Well, and I mean, you can be a gun. I'm just saying you don't have to be a gun, but you
All right.
can be a gun.
I guess it's fair.
Well, maybe you want to be Superman. I don't know.
Hashtag feminism.
Yeah. Feminist win. This teenager has turned into a gun. And this cop has turned into a skeleton.
Yeah.
Like,
I had to go back and rewatch it while this was while this conversation was going on.
I'm so sorry.
Conversation in air quotes.
Wow, he sure turned into a skeleton that does not have the same frame as him. But it probably still isn't, but maybe it's just the detail they put into the posing.
Mm-hmm.
It still looks okay. I feel like maybe like the rib cage would probably be a little bigger on this dude. He just had a bigger chest.
Yeah.
In general.
Wide lad.
He's a barrel-chested man.
Yeah, he
like,
was.
It's kind of like, oh yeah, burly cop, bumbling burly cop or whatever the heck. But this dude kind of actually looks like he would be able to kick my ass.
A little bit, yeah.
Like very easily. like if you told me this man was a pro wrestler that they hired to make a cameo,
yeah,
I'd
very
believe it 100%. Like this guy's dealing chops to people in the corner when he's not being turned into skeletons.
They call him Chops because he chops people. Also, he got mutton chops.
Also, he's got big old mutton chops.
Yeah.
Double. Also, he's a large man.
I feel like if
So there's multiple meanings. And
oh yeah, I got you.
I'm sorry. Go on.
And he's a cop, so it's like pork chop.
I was just gonna say, I feel like if I punched this man, it would only hurt my hand.
Probably.
Like that's the sort of.
I feel like that's the truth for you in most things, though, Gopher.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fair.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to, not like as a diss or anything. That's just kind of the energy that Gopher projects.
No, that's fair.
You're a little frail and
small.
wispy, not unlike a ghost.
Literally how you.
Gopher.
I mean, this is literally how they depict themselves.
Yeah.
So yes.
I assume this is intentional.
Yeah.
Pretty sure this is the goal.
Yeah.
Protect.
I always imagine that one shot, that one like gag in Ed, and Eddie where Eddie's like getting owned a bunch and he tries to push someone and it just sends him like 3 feet back.
Yeah, that's me.
Imagine Gopher doing that.
Here's the thing. I've wanted chips and salsa sometimes, right? And so I go to open the salsa jar and I just can't, so I don't have chips and salsa that day.
Send me the salsa.
So you can eat.
I'll open your salsa.
Okay. That's,
I'm probably gonna take it. Yeah, I'll steal a dunk ski or two after I open your salsa.
I won't steal your salsa.
Let's just get better at salsa.
Immediately return to sending.
As a dutiful friend.
Just salsa all over the envelope. Soak other people's mail.
Yeah, you had to dump it out. You can't ship glass like that.
Here is one perfectly portioned serving delivered directly to you, Gopher. I do hope you enjoy.
Oh, that's wonderful. I don't need a whole portion though.
Yeah, this is Gopher we're talking about.
Just eat a Jolly Rancher, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, eat a food.
I had a whole
On God? Damn.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Wow.
What did I eat today?
Gopher, please eat.
I hear the sound of Worthy's fist pounding the window in the booth. I have no fucking idea what happened to this episode.
I genuinely, for the life of me, cannot remember what I've eaten. I'm sure I ate food.
I think that should be a good sign for you to eat at least a snacky.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, get something when we get to break.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting
Eventually.
to break, we
Let's
should
hurry up
continue
and get to
talking.
break.
for Gopher's sake, yeah.
I feel like this is not my
Except I'm
fault.
gonna be a little obsessed with this next scene, and I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Well, then you talk
I
about
won't
it.
have much to say. No, I won't have much to say.
What do you mean you won't
so
have much to say?
It's
Are you obsessed with it or not, motherfucker?
Okay, before I'll give B some time to breathe, some time to calm down and collect their thoughts. Because I just wanna appreciate the comedy cell on Officer Lamb Chops. As he gets hit with a skeleton beam,
Yeah.
he goes "Ugh," and wraps. I like it. Like he very purposefully wraps his arm around the post so they can perfectly pose the skeleton in the same way.
It's
and
really
it's very
good.
charming. It's the
It's
same
good.
prop.
Thanks,
I like
Officer
it.
Pork Chops.
Also, it was mozzarella sticks.
There it is.
And that's the end of that. And that's the end of Officer Lamb Chops.
Yeah.
We barely get to mention him later, and we don't even show them recovering his corpse.
Yeah,
Because they
it's
only have
true.
one skeleton.
Well, yeah.
They use that skeleton 3 times in this episode.
3 whole
So
times.
pretty much up till this point, like we've seen with Dr. Chops here, is
When do you get
is-
the PhD?
yesterday.
Oh.
Is pinpoint accuracy on this X-ray beam, right?
Mm.
And then in the next scene, this Owlman can just not land a hit.
Couldn't
At all.
hit the barn side of a broad.
Yeah,
Ma'am, look out!
like it's baffling.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you say this, but he sure seems laser targeted on something. Just like everybody in this episode.
Yeah, really. In this scene.
Okay, but it's like it's not even like a Kamen Rider dodged out of the way. It's just he missed.
Yep. There are definitely 1 or 2 of these.
Oh, he
where-
didn't miss.
Oh, he don't miss.
You know, I know where that. It's a sight-based attack. He has to look where he shoots.
Yeah. He had his eyes on the prize, as it were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, big, same.
Mm-hmm.
B, why are you going insane
What?
over this sequence?
Yeah. Tell us about it.
Why would you ask me such a question?
So I have an
Because you
idea.
brought it up.
Yeah.
We get some really good fight scenes.
I feel like "good" is a fun word. for
It is a very fun word for this sequence,
Yeah.
It's
and it's correct.
yeah.
Yeah, there's fight scene rules. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
But, you know,
Um,
there's like it's really pulled up by something in that season. This scene though.
Would you like to describe it to us?
Yeah,
Or are
I
we
just-
leaving that to be?
I feel like I don't want to bully B, but also they said they want to obsess about the scene, so
I didn't say I want to. I did say I am.
Well,
that's
I mean,
fair.
due diligence then. Come on,
Okay.
gamer. Look, I've taken the reins on every scene that I obsessed over.
I just have to put on my school presentation face
Do it.
and
Yeah.
just completely lose touch with reality for about 30 seconds, and then I'll be good, right?
Yeah, we'll make sure
Yeah.
you don't run out of time. Got it. Got it the fuck in. Damn, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay. As Kamen Rider descends down the stairs, he is assaulted from 2 shocker mooks who were hiding on the rooftop that hangs over the stairwell. These 2 mooks are equipped with lassos for whatever reason, and they decide that they will utilize these lassos to subdue the Kamen Rider. in a way that was foreshadowed earlier in this episode by the scene in the base that we saw minutes ago, but was probably referenced maybe a half hour ago, come to think of it. That may be beside the point.
Yeah.
It is at this point that they secure the lassos upon Kamen Rider's wrists, and they jump back off the roof to create a pulley system utilizing the rooftop, and thus Kamen Rider is... Anyway, I lost it.
Yeah, you're over 30 seconds.
I probably very much was. I went on a couple tangents, I think.
That's fine.
I didn't use a good presenter voice because I can't project my voice.
I feel that.
Yeah, we were slowly but surely devolving into number 15, Burger King foot fungus. You might not expect two shocker mooks to be on the roof with lassos, but what if I told you they were?
I swear to God, I can give a better presentation than that, but it's... I would need time to prepare. I would need time to mentally prepare my materials and my research.
Yeah, you really want to make sure you do your due diligence to the scene. Make sure you get eyes on all the angles.
As B covered in their presentation, in their dissertation. Kamen Rider has been foisted quite sexily by some...
Yeah.
Okay, so I did want to dial it back a little from that scene.
Please.
Because this fight scene starts with some quote-unquote stunts off of this rickety-ass stairway. It's like a covered stairway. Like a little tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And
it looks so old.
Yeah, they get on top of that thing, and everybody on that looks so nervous.
So, like, holy shit.
Very carefully moving around each other and sort of doing punches. They all just kind of go, fuck this, and jump off.
It was definitely one of those things where they saw it and they were like, oh, that'll be a good set piece. Let's do some stunts on that. And they got everyone on there, and then it started wobbling, and they were like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
We gotta go, I think.
And yeah, like covered, the foreshadowing pays off as these mooks lasso up. They get them a common wrangler.
Yeah!
And, like, smothered in gravy, Texas style.
If you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean. And foist them
Love
up.
my Kamen Rider smothered and covered.
Completely vulnerable, which Owlman takes the opportunity to shoot him right in the dick.
Yeah, shoot him right in the dick.
Like, oh, fuck, man.
This episode is truly the great cock offensive because there are so many dick shots. Beyond even just this one.
I always want to count them.
Yeah, really. Like, 8 dudes get punched in the dick.
Everybody was firing low.
Yeah, like,
it was
everyone.
Insane. Mooks, Kamen Rider,
Taki. Everyone.
Owlman.
People.
Owlman, like, everybody was going
It must
for
have been that time of the month or something. Spring was in the air. And we were swanging.
They're Twitter-pated.
Twitter-pated is a good word.
Man,
yeah.
yeah. That's a word that doesn't get used enough. Thanks,
you. Thanks, B.
Especially when talking about people punching each other in the
Yeah.
I am very happy to be of service, especially when it comes to bringing silly old-timey vernacular back into the present for no reason whatsoever.
It's
That's
a great
the best
service,
reason.
yeah.
I'm starting to do that more and more, just unintentionally myself. But
Yay.
I grew up around enough old media as a kid that I definitely was bringing some stuff back in fashion that I really didn't need to come back in fashion. And when I say in fashion, I mean using it. Nobody actually gave a shit. No, I was a trendsetter.
Shouts out to every time I would make a
Yes, you
fucking
could call her a
Looney Tunes
trendsetter.
reference in high school that no one else would get except for like a teacher.
So I was saying
Aw.
a toothpaste commercial. Yeah. so Owlman shoots his shot.
Yeah, and he don't miss.
And Taki immediately barrels in.
He's like, that's mine!
Honestly, one of the most intense bits of choreography I've seen in this show. He jumps in, just peels this guy over the wall that he's standing atop of. The dude does a somersault off of it. And then he just charges. And everyone is we're still kind of, this wall goes to that stairway, that covered stairway. And Taki isn't afraid of shit.
No.
He parkours the hell out of that out of that whole roof area.
Old Taki, man. He's been
just
taking lessons.
Boing, boing, boing. And jumps right to the people pulling the ropes on the other side.
It's great. It's fucking dope.
Yeah, man. He's like, every episode I feel like Taki like is doing the most. He is
earning that paycheck.
Improving his he's been improving his skill set every episode to do some crazy stunt.
Yeah.
To top his last.
Kamen Rider?
Even if that just involves doing a lot more flips. And then Kamen Rider gets his receipt and punches Owlman in the dick.
Yep. Oh, and then he stabs him.
Stabs him.
With a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in a real fucking raw move.
Like, it even looks like he stabs him in the dick until, like, Owlman is holding, like, the stick as representing that he's been impaled with it.
And then you're like, oh, he stabbed him in the stomach.
If you just go and watch... Yeah, like, if you just watch the clip, though, and see Kamen Rider where he just propels the stick, the trajectory is perfectly in line with a different place.
Man takes the plunge.
Yeah. And then Owlman is just like, we've been on this scene too long, and flies away, and that's really happy.
I mean, to be fair, at least there was a legitimate reason, though.
But yeah,
like, there's so many of these fight scenes where, like, the fucking the shocker monster runs away for, like, no apparent reason. Like, at least this one, it was, ow, you fucking stabbed me with a blunt object. I'm fucking leaving.
I'm done.
Like, I'd be out too.
Getting stabbed with a stick, unsurprisingly, is pretty painful.
Yeah, I don't care if you're a cyborg or not. Somebody stabs you with a blunt object. That shit fucking hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're in for when you're fighting Kamen Rider. Why are you so surprised?
No,
I think you should start
I just figured
stabbing
you'd let me
people
loop first.
God. I think he should start stabbing people with spears.
Go.
Or not spears, the opposite.
Hammers?
Like basketballs.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's as unpointed as it gets.
Let me just shove this orb in
an
you.
Orb.
Yeah.
Your ass is about to get pondered.
Oh.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah, really.
Riga-goo-goo.
And so we got like 30 Rigagoo-goos for the break. It's pretty weird that that's the only episode that they say Rigagoo-goo in Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
But
Summon the soul of Jack Black from the future.
yeah.
Yeah, they reached into
Everybody-
the time stream, so like, because that's what they're using to set off their explosives. and they pulled out our
everyone-
references.
Everyone listening at home, I would like you to, for a moment, with sympathy in your hearts, to imagine our editor Wordsy sitting at a table with his head in his hands, listening to this.
I would like...
Just picture the anguish. I just think it's important you
As
all...
he drafts up a 12-step
are-
plan
are
to kill
well
King
aware of
Fats.
I think 12 is a lot.
It's more than necessary.
Well, I guess
thorough.
longtime friends,
It's,
actually.
It's
That's fair.
appreciated. You really only need like 2
It's-
steps. I'm pretty easy to kill.
It's really just for the prestige of it.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty easy, quote King.
Yeah, well, you ain't wrong.
What do you want me to talk about? We're not talking about anything here.
I want you to talk about how Goro is just like,
Kamen
yo,
Rider.
this thing that happened is super bad. And then Tachibana is immediately like, yeah, that is bad. And then Tachibana sees Hongo and Taki just like walk into the building, and they're like, yo, we're both almost dead. And then that's never brought up again. This scene is pointless.
The scene's over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's
This scene exists so Goro can be like, Hongo, I saw a skeleton dog.
oh shit, it's still happening. We better
like-
go.
Oh,
and
shit.
Taki's like,
Here we
I'm
go
gonna take a
again.
break, and so Tachibana can be in the next scene.
Yeah. Because we need to do some ignorant shit.
And it's very weird, and it's an incredibly jarring hard
It's
cut.
super jarring.
That scene with the scene does not resolve. It's just like Taki going like, man, they got
Ow,
me.
my
They
brain.
got me in the dick. Like
It's like-
they got me in the dick so hard it hurt my brain.
What are you talking about?
Well,
Y'all's aren't in the
yeah.
same place?
And it's
600 IQ.
Yeah.
it's
They don't call me a genius for nothing.
so what's really baffling about this is I thought this, again, why I say this show is inconsistently inconsistent is because I thought this line would be foreshadowing of how Owlman fights, which I guess sort of unintentionally, based on the sort of lower groinal violence that has been going on, sort of makes sense. But Taki says the place he hit me before, as he slumps back down. So I'm like, oh, they did something to Taki.
They did something to
you know?
Taki's dick.
Yeah, and then it's the hard cut. I'm like, what?
Yeah, nope.
What?
Could you imagine if Owlman had like time powers or like perception abilities, like
The time release dick twist.
minor JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5 spoilers, like when Giorno makes you feel pain in slow motion,
Ugh.
essentially. So Taki's just gonna feel getting kicked in the dick in slow motion
Ugh.
over the course of 7 hours.
Oh, that sounds awful.
That would be so funny.
It would be hilarious. But also, as a person with a dick that can get it kicked in it, like, damn, that is a torture I don't even want to conceive of. The pain of getting kicked in the dick over the course of like an hour. You'd throw up so many times. Your stomach would hurt so
You
bad.
run out eventually.
Yeah.
Well, is it the same amount? Is it just like a stretched
No, it
graph?
creeps in. It creeps in.
So like the
Oh.
maximum
It's
pain
like-
threshold is still the maximum.
Yes, it's just going to take longer to get there, and
Mhm.
it's going to last
Ugh.
longer.
Oh, that sounds the worst.
Oh my god, what if you could feel it, like, latently, too? Like, it's not just the pain that sets in over time,
no.
but, like, the literal feeling of the impact of the
Ugh.
foot pressing in is also in slow motion.
See
The
it?
whole shit's gonna be uncomfortable all day because it's gonna feel like something's pressed up against it, but it's not there.
And then it gets worse.
And then it gets worse. Awful. But you know what's not awful is this great plan that we've got to get some information about Shocker.
Good plan.
So here's what we got. We've brought Tachibana, which means we got gadgets, I guess.
So they were using this in the previous scene with Taki. They have like a radiation.
No, I'm not talking about
meter.
that. I'm talking about
Oh,
the
the other
inexplicable
fucking thing.
road flare that we've just got.
He runs a
I
motorcycle
guess.
club.
Well, but I don't know if it was a road. It's like some weird like smoke signal device thing.
Smoke
Yeah.
bomb?
Hey,
Well, it didn't
it
explode.
behaved mostly like one.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know,
Weird
it
bit.
lets off smoke.
But the point is, we got a big old plume of smoke. Oh, we got a big old plume of smoke that's going, and that's pretty good to distract a Mook, but it's not going to be good enough. Let's call him on over. Hey, Mookie. Hey, Mook, come here.
He was out of his cone of vision. He was like a Metal Gear Solid guard. He's like, oh, he can't see it, and they show him, and he's standing right in front.
Yeah, really?
Oh, they didn't account
It's
for
hard
the
to see.
elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 10 feet of stairs.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him. I kind of feel for this little
Ew,
chakra mook,
it's so
honestly.
fucking bad.
Like, not only does he get called over, like a
yeah.
dog with a whistle, he's like,
Arr.
what's going on over here? He then, like, gets immediately grabbed, choked, and then
Beat in the dick.
yeah.
And not in the fun way.
Tachibana just wailing
Yeah.
on him.
Just starts annihilating that dude's shit.
And it's, again, like, we're not, like, just pulling this out of nowhere. He really is aiming weirdly low.
He's
I
like
don't get it.
explicitly
It's just
placing
really
like all of
consistent.
the shots in the shocker belt. It's like I don't
Which is
understand
so
why he's
weird.
aiming so low. But yeah, he's like annihilating this dude's dick. Which explains why he's so angry when we see him again in the next scene.
He's so
He's so
glum.
mad.
He's like,
Yeah.
I know, talk to you.
Don't shock me.
Well,
I'm angry.
Fucking guys hit me in the dick. I'm
And-
fucking mad at
It
you.
makes me think. Recently, I revisited a clip of Elmo on a talk show where he gets mad at
Oh.
the host,
Mhm.
and it's kind of made me think back on that a little bit.
Outstanding.
Oh, it's so good.
So yeah, old Anki Shocker Mook is at the moto club, and they're like, "All right, you're gonna
Yeah, they just take him home.
can we
Can we
keep
keep
him?"
him?
Yeah.
Or I guess we better now.
Yeah, really. Well, actually, I guess we shouldn't after what happens. So,
Well, I mean, it would have been better if they didn't keep him by an open
yeah,
window.
really,
This keeps happening.
really,
When will you people learn?
put these people in closed rooms. Come on. Oh no, I guess he could have. I guess the fucking Owl Man could have Hannibal busted through his way through the wall, but
Well, then you might.
yeah, a
you
fight
know,
scene
then you
can
just take
happen.
out
Yeah,
Owlman. Yeah, fucking kill
yeah,
him.
just stab him,
Dare him to come get this movie.
stab him in the dick.
Stab him in the dick again.
Yeah. Here we go.
he
The
just
smoke.
he just sewed it back on, so it's going to be even easier
Yeah,
to get it off
it's
again.
fucking detachable.
I feel like I've gotten a little too unfiltered with the gruesome. Perhaps I should read it back. I
Nah.
apologize.
Nah, it's fine.
everybody.
It's cool. It's good even.
It's
Look.
okay. Is it
Yeah.
truly okay?
Yes.
I'm never gonna say that you can do any
More.
wrong.
More?
More.
Oh. Goodness,
Apparently more.
okay.
Bask in it. Why not?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
Ah.
revel in that shit. Let's go.
Yeah, rip and tear until it is done.
Revel in being a bit of a freak.
Yeah. We each have our
Ain't
vices
that
on
the
display,
way?
evidently, this episode,
Yeah.
so why not?
We're letting it all hang
Not
out.
me.
You know, Shakes is being a
Because
voice of
there's no more
reason.
girls in Kamen Rider.
Yeah, they don't exist
Yeah.
anymore.
You get dog
Girls
leash.
don't fucking exist in Kamen Rider. I get dog
Yeah.
leash, and I get I don't know anymore. I forget all of their names. I don't have any reason to care.
There you go. Fuck you.
Yeah,
That's fair.
it's very frustrating.
Love our
I got
female
girls
supporting
next
cast.
episode. I'll expose myself next time.
Dog
yeah,
leash?
same.
What's her face is still there.
Dog leash.
Karate Girl.
Mari.
His name is Toko.
What the hell's her name?
No,
not Mari.
Yuri.
Yes, Yuri.
Yuri is the last
Yuri?
remaining
Of
of
the
the
OG.
original.
Right, me too
Yeah.
is the other one. Yeah.
And then we got Card. No, Card Girl is the one that got
No,
not
yeah,
Card
Card Girl
Girl.
got replaced. This is
is
Emmy.
the martial arts girl.
Or
Okay.
Oh yeah.
is this Emmy? Or is Emmy Card
Is
Girl?
it?
Sure, why not?
Does
Card
it
Girl got
matter?
replaced. It doesn't. None of them matter. None of
It's
this
truly
matters.
not, yeah.
It don't matter. None of this matters.
None
of
of
this
this
matters.
remotely. It's true. Mika.
Mika.
Emmy
Oh.
and Mika are their names. Crud, wait, I think Emmy is her name and Mika was the card girl? Question
Who the
mark.
fuck cares?
At this point, we surely care more than they do.
You know what I care about though?
Tell me.
This
This
shocker grunt.
shocker grunt actually just doing the most. Gets the shocker law and still writes down the villain's plans. What a guy.
What a dude.
What a little guy.
This is the most weirdly heroic death a shocker grunt has ever gotten.
Yeah.
They preemptively shocker law him. He hadn't even talked yet. He could have said, "I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna speak to you. They'll kill me." They're like, "Nah, fuck you."
Yeah.
This poor little guy, he's got a dart in the back of his head and an ice pack on his dick, and he's still out here doing his
Yeah, really?
best.
But he can only communicate in numbers.
Numbers.
Which would have made him a bad
Numbers.
interrogation subject anyways.
I mean, he got the job done.
What's the tragic backstory? What's the tragic backstory on the
He never learned how to
Shocker
read.
who can only communicate in numbers? He never learned how to read.
He's-
He only knows how to write numbers. He's like a data entry mook.
He's 32, has been working retail his entire life.
Without knowing how to read?
Yeah.
It's been rough. It's been a hard knock life. He has trouble holding down the job. He has to get his friends' helps to put in applications.
I mean, between
Not
being
anymore.
illiterate and a fascist, though, I guess that's kind of fair.
No, he was
didn't know that he was signing up for fascism.
super
He
didn't.
didn't read the contract.
Oh my god, they tricked him! They said, read these forms and sign here to get a wonderful job. I
And he
promise
was like,
it'll
and
be
he was
great.
like
And he was
sweating.
like, "Hee!"
Yeah, all I gotta say is E and sign this, right? That's what you're saying?
Get 'em, boys.
Absolutely.
And then they shockerified him.
Before
No.
shockerification,
This man.
he said "see," and then it went down a few letters.
Boy.
Close enough. Get 'em.
I'll always miss you, Juan Takana.
I was thinking
That's what I've decided his name is. Anyway, it occurs to me we didn't actually get to this part of the synopsis. Do we want to do this part of the synopsis and finish out the episode?
We should,
tell
yeah.
Us, tell us some more
Perhaps,
about what
yes.
happens from here.
All right, so yeah, as we mentioned, they lure a guard over and they take him hostage. They bring him back to the Moto Club, but he's attacked by Owlman. Before he dies, he writes the numbers 1 through 12 and circles the 12. Back at the Shocker base, Owlman uses his powers to kill a prisoner as a demonstration to get the other prisoners to work faster. This is like a minute-long scene. I don't know why they included it. Anyway. Meanwhile, Hongo and Taki are investigating the flower clock of a nearby park, where Hongo finds the transmitter Shocker planted. As Hongo and Taki head to Shocker's base, they are attacked by Shocker mooks. Hongo and Taki face off against the mooks, and Hongo breaks into Shocker's base, thwarting their plan. Why did I put a period here? I could have made this a comment. Whatever. Hongo fights Shocker and Owlman alongside Taki, who is then sent to free the prisoners. Together, Hongo and Taki defeat Owlman. It's that thing that we've talked about a bunch of times, where a big chunk of the episode is just fights, so it's hard for me to write what happens in the plot, because it's just they fight each other for like 15 minutes.
Woo!
Whoa!
This is it's a wild sequence of events in in this quote unquote fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's, but I guess we haven't technically gotten to that. Hongo is on the same wavelength of dream logic
Mm-hmm.
for Shocker, and realizes from the numbers that the guy has written down, their plan, it's all in the clocks.
I figure he's been spending so much time with Shocker Europe that just like nothing phases him now. You explain like the most insane possible shit as a plan for world domination, and he's like, yeah, that sounds like a Shocker plan.
Shocker Europe was probably like, okay, so we got this radio tower on the moon. We're gonna throw water bottles at it, and it's gonna send electricity raining down because it's gonna short circuit the tower, and
Yeah, alright.
and that's probably
We've
the
watched
type
this.
of stuff they were
Hongo's
doing.
just like, yeah, the old water bottle radio tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, I did that as a science experiment in middle school.
Well, as everyone does.
Yeah,
you
as
know.
everyone does.
Yeah,
Some people-
with the flashback series of Takeshi Hongo coming up as a kid, and it's just revealed that he's just as whacked out as any Shocker scientist, but he has no real motivation to like apply anything of
Yeah.
it. He's just like, hey, wouldn't this be fucked up if this happened?
On God, Takeshi? Are you sure about that? Like, yeah, it would
And
be
he's-
fucked
and
up.
He's right. He's both right that it would be fucked up and right that it would be applied that
Yeah.
way, but they aren't gonna listen to a kid.
Takeshi Hongo, boy genius.
Yeah,
There you go.
got a blast.
Jimmy
Kill
Neutron.
someone.
Well, hey there, Hongo.
Well, hi there, Hongo.
You?
Looks like you're turning into the Kamen Rider.
You Takeshi, right?
You know, your old man can turn into the Kamen Rider.
The brain blast is
Shit.
Hongo.
Oh, fuck.
they blow up the monsters. Good job, Hongo. Let's go get some pie.
Okay.
And they ride off.
That's why they go to Denny's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow.
Yeah, we know you're gonna be the Grand Slam.
The little trill.
I think I short circuited B. Anyway, so yeah,
like,
Hongo finds a
the
transmitter.
motorcycles.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, we can just jump to that part. It's, I collective permission to just skip the prisoner bit.
Well,
Yeah, no,
Alright,
it's not-
cool.
Yeah, it kind of really.
It's
sucks.
really like just a
If you watch
minute
the
long
episode,
scene.
you know exactly why. But we don't really want to acknowledge too many of the specifics.
Well, hold on. I do
as
want
to
to
why it sucks.
acknowledge the one thing that I mentioned while we were watching the episode.
Please do.
Because Ambassador Hell is talking to fucking Owlman, and he's like, the prisoners aren't working fast enough. Go kill a prisoner as an example to get them to hurry up. And then we pull the
Real
camera
moral
out,
boost.
and the prisoners are like 2 feet to the left, working on the fucking
Yeah.
radio receiver.
Yeah. That shit actually doesn't.
It's so fucking
I take it
funny.
back. This scene's fucking owns.
They're right there. They can
So
hear the
funny.
whole
It's completely
conversation.
meaningless.
There's like you can like there's one dude who's so close to Owlman, it could be safely assumed that the reason they shot the shot as zoomed in as they did was so he wouldn't be in frame in any way.
Yeah.
Because he's just like right there,
Mm.
and no one reacts.
It really sucks when they talk about us like.
Yeah, really.
I think Ambassador Hell's mad at me.
I really want to like see someone say that and just have one of the other prisoners just like astonished, just staring at them. Like, how could you possibly say that?
It's just,
What the hell, man?
God, it's so fucking funny.
So, this is perhaps the one tangent that is actually related to Kamen Rider.
Holy shit.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
I've
Go on.
come in watching this scene and like having it paused as we talk. I might be late to the party here, but I've actually come to appreciate the duality of Ambassador Hell's symbolism within the outfit. Because you got his giant cockroach head,
Uh-huh.
and cockroaches' heads are like, okay, infestation, like bugs you can't get rid of, right? Pests.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Shocker, but then you have, the samurai armor, which says that he's, like, loyal to Shocker, he's kind of, like, in the higher ranks and stuff like that, which kind of marks importance, and then you have all that stuff, and it's like, oh, then the armor is also making, like, the kind of allusions to the samurai helmets that are formed from the beetle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's neat.
You know, that is, yeah, very fair. All Ambassador
something
Hell,
I
he's
was
got
thinking.
he's got a unique look to him, and I appreciate it.
Like, you're still stupid, Ambassador Hell, but I guess I can appreciate what they were going for a little bit more there.
Damn, that's a big compliment coming from Gover. Take that one to the bank, Ambassador Hell, and then fucking die. Yeah.
And die.
Yeah.
Well, except he's not gonna, because as we're gonna see when Hongo breaks into the base here in a bit, fucking once he has been counted and compelled, he can be quickly dispelled, which is a fucking reference for like 3 people. Anyway, Hongo and like I said, I didn't expect anyone here to get that one. Anyway, Taki and Hongo are on their way to the Shocker base when they run into some Shocker mooks that are on motorcycles, which would be scary if they didn't let them just ride right the fuck past. But it's okay, because there's 2 more Shocker mooks, and they're standing on the ground, and they have a rope, which is incredibly dangerous, as we've seen.
Hongo and Taki also have matching helmets to go with their
Yeah.
suits.
God, yeah.
It's so cute.
It's real unified, real pointed out, real Jimmy and
Yeah.
Timmy Double Dragon shit. Player 1, player 2, ready to get in the brawl.
It's the good shit that we all love. Man, I really want to play one of the Kamen Rider video games sometime. I need to go hunt down some of those ROMs. This fight scene was fun. We did a lot of shit with hills.
Yeah.
The technology.
And
and the sudden cut to a different
yeah, I
terrain.
was gonna say that's the rapid terraforming chakra is pretty powerful, I think.
Yeah, we started we started the fight in the base. For the second bit of foreshadowing answered as Kamen Rider gets on the building and just Goomba stomps his way through the ceiling door. Right in there.
So
I-
good.
What's up, fuckers?
I don't even know how Taki shows up in hindsight. He kind of just does.
Taki always knows a way to.
Yeah, that's fair. He knows those bases like the back of his hand at this point.
We did
honestly.
skip.
He's just
a
has
bit of
his
He
own
stole an
path. Yeah.
outfit.
I believe we did skip a bit of this fight scene, though.
Was there a specific bit that you were thinking of? Because I mean, there's definitely the section outside. We do some motorcycle stunts, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that's
Oh god.
that's before.
Oh god, no. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's right. This fight scene is in two sections before even that part.
Yeah, I think it might
Right,
even
'cause
be
I wrote
like
this
3 or
down.
4. Like it's ridiculous.
It's a long ass fight scene.
Yeah. It's in 3 locations for sure, not counting 4 if you count the
Oh
interior.
right,
of the
now I
place.
remember
Yeah,
because
of course.
I remember I'm looking at my note that says Rider with the speedrun tech.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That fucking weird ass 15-second sequence.
Yeah, so there's a bit where we're all on motorcycles and Hongo starts getting hit with shocker super soakers. And you're thinking, all right, so they're covering him with water. I don't understand the bit here. But surprise, surprise, it wasn't water, but it was in fact gas. And now Hongo is trapped in a burning ring of fire. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire.
I can't hear that song without hearing someone sing it a bit like at my work. Someone sung it kind of like this every Wednesday when we had open mic night. It was just I'm just like, oh
Yeah?
That's an attempt
Sure.
at
Like,
an
I don't-
impression I can only assume.
Like I don't want to be mean because man, you're doing the thing, but also like
Yeah, I was gonna say the same
Yeah.
song
Boom
everyone's
Howard?
like.
well, the dude had a set, but I feel like that was like always in his
Okay.
set.
I mean, it's a
Yeah,
classic.
everybody
Yeah.
loves Ring of Fire.
Crowd
Yeah.
pleaser.
It's like when the grandpa swings,
Really?
let the bodies to the floor.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Speaking of bodies hitting the floor, it's weird that they didn't just have a flamethrower.
Shit, dog, it sure is.
I maybe they did, and they were just they turned off the flame for a little bit.
Maybe.
Wait a second.
Just
Didn't?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that what they lit?
Yeah, actually.
What did they light the ring of fire with
Maybe
again?
it
Actually,
was
no,
a
that's the
flamethrower.
same
kind
thing.
of flamethrower. Yeah, they were just
It's-
turned off the flame bit and were spraying
the-
the gas.
They were just
first.
lubing them up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they took out the hose and
Yeah.
Wait, no,
What?
no. Going back and looking at it, the hoses, the end attachment looks quite different than the flamethrower one that one random mook has.
Yeah, well, they only could afford one.
It
Everyone
looks-
else gets a gas
So-
can.
Yeah, everybody has to share it.
How did this mook just only light the ring of fire?
It's huge. It's a huge burst
Yeah.
of flame too. Yeah.
It's a huge burst of flame, and also
Whoosh.
Hongo gets soaked in this oil, and it's like,
Well, he did light on fire in
Yeah.
canon, as we learn in a
Oh,
few
it
seconds.
actually? you can.
I think there's like
How did they do that?
the
You can see
slightest.
flames
Yeah, I
on
was
it,
gonna say
too.
slightest
Yeah.
scene of Hongo like just a little bit on fire in real, because they
That's
probably
actually really cool, I didn't see
that
that.
is an expensive stunt to do if you do not have the guy apparently, because apparently there's a guy
Yeah.
for that.
There's kind of a guy for that, or conditions for
Yeah.
that. Like that dude who from the Malcolm in the Middle opening who was on the skis.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to that dude.
They found I've looked into that footage. It's kind of fascinating old stuff.
Mm.
Genuinely, just a guy who was like, "I'm gonna do a stunt. I'm gonna light myself on fire," and it doesn't really work a couple of times, and they overkill.
Oh, really?
Is the issue? It was like at a certain point they're just like, "We're going to use basically 3 times as much as we thought we needed."
Oh, wow.
And he's like immolated, and a guy who was supposed to extinguish him slips before he can get to
no.
him. But there's a second guy on hand who wheels right past him. They were like fraction away from disaster.
Jesus.
So there you go.
There's a fun tidbit.
There's an in-depth video on that and how people thought it was lost media, and it turned out it was mislabeled in where people were researching it.
That's fascinating.
Because some of it is featured in like two different films.
Really?
If you still have the link, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I got it somewhere. It also the YouTube video about this has one of the best thumbnails of all time.
Oh, now I've
I
got
believe
it.
that.
I'll have to find
The
it.
relevance of all of this, of course, being that we light Hongo on fire.
Yeah, super duper.
And when Hongo's in the hot seat, he stays cool under pressure. And so he just hops out of the hot seat, and he just goes ahead and takes himself a little dipski in the nearby pond. And then he jumps out of that and onto the roof of the shocker base, because fuck it. What are physics,
It
what are
brings
laws?
disaster.
I'm Takeshi Hongo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally was doing speed run through the episode. Like he jumped across a couple of film
Yeah.
frames. Like it was fucking Comic
Great.
Zone.
So good.
My notes for the scene read, "Yeah," followed by 6 question marks.
Yeah? On God, Hongo?
Yeah? Oh, okay. This is just what's happening, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yep.
And that's okay.
You can just
It's
watch,
so-
show now.
It's so funny and it's so fast. They have his little action figure. They lit that little action figure on fire, and they raise him in the air, and they dunk him in a little fake lake.
Throw him in a bowl.
Yeah, just boosh, and then immediately yank him out, and flies
Like
into
a
the
fish
air.
line. Just yoink.
Yeah, he is just skipping. He's just like, I'm done. We're getting to the
Done.
next
Yeah,
set piece.
fuck
I'm
this.
crashing through the skylight.
Yeah. My next note does read, "The cuts have been real jarring. This episode has had, it's not weird for Kamen Rider to have a weird cut or two, but this one has had several."
This one, I wonder if they just had too much or something,
I can only assume.
and they were just like, crap, this is way longer than 22 minutes.
Either they had way too much footage, or they just didn't have enough time to edit it properly for whatever reason. I don't know, but between the weird cuts and all the dick violence, this was just the vibe for this episode was very weird.
So I know that a lot of people go into this, but there's the director listed, and this is the only episode, it seems, that the person directed.
Well, there you go.
Hey, sorry, bud. We're not really into all your dick violence.
I'm picturing them sitting in there in the fucking little theater watching their dailies. Just, all right, here's the finished product. He's presenting it to the producers. It just cuts. It's done. They just sit there in silence and look at it. You're fired.
I mean, all things considered, the vibes are weird, but it's not an unusually bad episode of Kamen Rider.
If anything, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It is still a lot of fun.
Which, now that I'm looking at the writer of it, this is written by the same person who brought us a Peeled Gorilla.
Yeah,
So-
buddy.
It's
That's
also
Let's go.
No wonder the monkey scenes.
Also brought us Kinokomore
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
and
That's-
Wasp Woman.
All right. We had quality solid episodes out of this
Not a
dude.
bad track record, alright.
Okay. Yeah. That's a weird set, but a good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just some notable stuff, like Trilobite as well.
Okay. Oh yeah, with the weird pathos. Yeah, this person has an interesting track record.
Yeah. Also Hito Danger. Yomogaris. Like,
we all love
Yeah.
Hito Danger in this house.
In this house?
Give me a hug, cuz.
I'm trying to get some chicken.
Dokudailan.
There's a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of episodes.
One of their tenured
And-
I've
writers.
gotten through 60 of them. Writers.
But I'm Tish.
This is specifically right.
Oh.
No, I meant writer.
But I mean, it's no wonder that this episode is just fun, given the writer.
Given their track record.
Mm-hmm. Good for them.
Compliments.
Yeah.
And stuff.
So yeah, Hongo busts on through the ceiling. Taki shows up.
Taki
Yeah.
arrives.
Ambassador Hell goes,
We get a-
hey, Kamen Rider, you want to see something neat? And then he disappears.
You want to see a magic trick? I'm gonna make Ambassador Hell
Let's disappear.
He cracks his whip and then
Sorry, test
disappears.
whip crack
which is funny. I love his thing. And then Owlman leaves the scene to
Yep.
take a leak for a bit.
So funny.
I
So-
am
it's
mentally
great, the
brought
whole-
back to Gopher's fucking snowman YTP.
Oh, so good. I love it. No, but yeah,
God.
the full fighting breaks out. All the mooks are fighting with Taki and Takeshi, and like we're literally like a full 20 seconds into the fight when Taki's told to go save the prisoners and he leaves, and then finally Owlman comes down the stairs and he's like, "Oh hey, Kamen Rider."
Did I miss anything? Oh. Shit. I love the framing when they first enter the base. And Owlman is conspicuously absent. They have this static shot that's fun because it's like both foreground and upper background are clear.
Mhm.
So you kind of get this dual action happening in both halves of the frame, which is fun.
Yeah.
It's not very long, but it's neat. I like seeing it. I like seeing when they do fun things like that.
It's always nice when they give us some cinematography to appreciate.
Yeah. We've been getting more and more into what I think anyone would expect from a toku in terms of cinematography. You know, not that I'm like bashing it much, but you know, there's a look. When you think of a Power Rangers or a Kamen Rider and they're fighting the monster, it's what you think of.
Yeah.
But like those early episodes had that weird experimental cinematography before. And every once in a while, they kind of dip into doing a unique shot, and I live for it.
Yeah.
It's good every time.
Yeah, pretty much. I can't think of a time it's not good.
Well, because even if it's terrible and they drop the camera, it's still amazing.
This is true.
I respect that they
I
kept
super
that
do,
shot.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's so good.
fantastic.
Because there's no way that was intentional. They had to have fumbled that camera.
Really
Yeah.
rolled with it though.
But Tish.
I think I'm the only one. I think I'm the only one who actually thinks that was intentional and just weird.
Maybe. I don't know.
I-
It might have been clumsy. I don't know.
I genuinely
like they
am
might have
not
totally
sure.
intended to just roll it around, but they sort of slipped a little, and they're like.
Yeah, it just like early the
Just
early
stopped.
parts just feel way too fast. Yeah.
I feel like it could also been like a technical error initially, but then they thought it was cool and just kept it,
Mhm.
rather than we just need to keep it.
Yeah, they just went, keep rolling.
Our budget's too small. They literally gave us 15 minutes to shoot this. We
Yeah.
can't redo it.
Yeah, for real.
We're already at 14. We need to be out of here in 60 seconds.
Fight faster.
Go.
But yeah, and then God, I almost kind of want to do a similar edit where just add the flushing sound effect. Hellman comes back in the scene, and then we get
Make a
the
series.
yeah, for
Okay.
real. Shockerbook's going to the bathroom. That first one was just
It
too
was so
perfect,
good.
though.
Oh,
It's
so good.
so funny. This is the way he enters that scene. Um, but yeah, we get to fight on that very familiar yellow building
Yeah.
that we've done stunts on before on its awning.
Heck yeah.
We know this place. We love this place.
Always a good time, but then we get to jump into another dimension and go to a giant
Yeah.
dirt hill.
You know how you do.
The clock. So, at this point, I don't know. Maybe you're wondering. I certainly wasn't, and the show certainly wasn't. But maybe you're wondering, what's the deal with all those clocks? Is that ever going to
No,
come
of
into
course
play
not.
again? The answer is no. We have a minute left.
Yeah,
in
I
the
was like,
episode.
come on.
Okay, not 8 minutes, but like 3. We have 3 minutes left in this episode, literally 3, and it's going to be spent on a fight scene and the hardest cut imaginable to credits.
It's like, truly, yeah. Good lord. Are there any notable parts about this end part of the fight scene that we want to talk about besides the fucking dope finish?
Nah.
Yeah, the finish is truly
It's
it
fucking choice,
for-
but if there's
for
any,
this.
I want to give other people their chance to speak their piece on any part they particularly enjoyed before we do the thing.
I think only 2 short notable things.
Yeah.
One, Kamen Rider and Taki just doing the gay name
Yes.
calling
Oh,
in the battlefield, and it's great. It's just Raida, Taki, and nothing follows
Yeah.
that whatsoever.
No.
Like they're not about to team up. It's great.
It's like,
There's also so good.
look, I totally get it. If I was fighting alongside or next to a romantic partner, I'd be like, I'd do the same thing.
That's fair.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty romantic, so I understand. And there was also, I believe this is the fight where Kamen Rider and Owlman do the weird like a circus roll down the hill.
No, that's
stunt
next.
thing.
That's next episode.
No, that's
Yeah.
next episode.
That's the next I'm so sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll look
A
forward to that. We'll
tantalizing
talk
preview.
about that.
They do just kind of like,
Yeah, they do have a bit where they like roll around on the ground, but it's
Yeah, I must be confusing all the hill
Mhm.
technology that was utilized in both.
We
of
used
these
telehills.
episodes.
It's heavy on the next episode's gimmick is the wacky hill
Mhm.
stunts. Because they wear the, you know why you're confused? Is they still have the matching outfits next episode.
Mm,
We get fun spots with the helmets too. And
wonderful.
all that next time.
but this
Yes,
time
that's
this time
all
we
I
got an
have.
episode to end, and Les Gopher's got a thing.
no, I was just looking at that finisher again. It's so good.
It's so good.
So
Shakes, you want to
good.
get into it?
I mean, yeah, it's if you're a fan of Mr. Cesaro
Yeah.
of the WWE, among others, Kamen Rider pulls out the fucking giant
It's so
swing,
good.
just straight up. Though he calls it like what, the
It
Crusher or
is
something?
the Rider Hammer.
Hammer.
Yeah,
Hammer. Okay, that's a dope name for it. Honestly.
yeah. Honestly,
Yeah, he throws out the Rider Hammer, and it is probably the giantest swing we could ever possibly
it was honestly
get that
really
isn't
good
done by an
giant
Oni.
swing. And the sell on
Uh,
it is dope as shit too, because fucking Owlman like flips through the air.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is. I will say, unfortunately, it is just a dummy.
Yeah,
So we don't get an authentic giant swing experience. People do this without
Oh, yeah.
dummies, and if you haven't seen it, you should look it up because a giant swing is one of the dopest moves
it's
in
so
wrestling.
fun.
And I don't know who invented it because it's apparently old as time. But yeah, he does this insane giant swing and then releases, and yeah, he just does 50 flips in the air
Yeah.
to sell it. And then he's not satisfied. He's got to rider kick him off the cliff into one of the nicer explosions we've seen.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out that I don't think this uses a dummy for the cliff fall,
Not the
No,
fall.
not the fall.
No, he rolls down.
Yeah,
it.
the dummy
which
is
is
for the
like
swing.
really impressive.
Mm,
It's just
it's a steep
Yeah.
looking
yeah,
hill.
it's like 20,
Yeah,
30
that's a-
feet.
that's a legit pratfall that he does, and it's very cool. Props to Owlman. Owlman, you are a solid contender of the monster.
For
list.
sure.
Ooh, there's like a part of that cliff where it's kind of caved out towards the bottom, so he rolls off an edge and just starts falling for those last like 10 feet, and that looks like it hurts. He takes a bump for that.
Yeah,
Like even
actually hits his head.
Even like the first bit too. It's just like
That
that's
dude's okay.
That's a drop. Yeah.
Or was, I don't know. It's been 50 years, so there's a good chance he might be dead either way.
He was fine.
How was him actually
at the
exploding?
time.
Yeah. No, he legitimately exploded. That's why it looks so good. Yeah.
Stuntman's honor.
It was a good cut for the explosion. Like they properly kept that camera stable, and it was just they got a firebomb. Like legit.
It was really dope.
It's very pretty.
And then we are like within 2 seconds we are on the bike and Hongo's going to Denny's.
There's no resolution to this plot beyond this.
Right on, Takeshi Hongo.
Before the fight, he took the time to at least take the bomb out of the flower clock, the only clock we've seen. So he took care of business, and frankly, if you want to see more, fuck you.
Yeah, really.
Go away.
Come on.
Go away. It's been 25 minutes of Kamen Rider.
We're done. We're done.
Go eat lunch. Go to school, kid.
You got chores. I don't know.
Yeah, go do your
Please
homework.
fuck in the off direction.
The suit director or the suit actor is actually still alive.
Really?
Wow.
Good for him.
Oh, yay!
Right
was with the.
Hope you're doing well.
I think he was with Kamen Rider up until Kamen Rider X. It looks like.
I have to imagine in an advisory capacity.
No.
No, I was gonna say no.
He's just doing stunts.
If he's still doing stunts now, that's pretty impressive.
But what is this guy's name? What is this man's name? We need to name
really.
this man.
Kisuki Yamashita.
Kisuki Yamashita. We salute you.
Big ups Yamashita-san.
Fantastic.
Hope you're doing good out there wherever you are. With that, I think we're gonna go ahead and take ourselves to an ad break, and we will see you with the next episode right after this.
All right, Shakes, you're good for the ad read.
Hey, folks! Thanks for listening to Longtime Watcher, First Time Writer. I'm Action Shakespeare, and I'm here to read you this thing full of plugs. You can find us on Twitter at First Ride Pod, and on SoundCloud at first-time-writer. You can also find us on YouTube by searching Longtime Watcher, First Time Writer Pod. It'll get you there.
It's easy enough.
You're in the booth.
Yeah.
I was going to plug you.
You can follow me at wordsy_VO on Twitter or just wordsy on Twitch.
Also, King Fat's the 95th. Our lovely host, our lovely longtime watcher. You can catch him on Twitter at KingFats95, and the same goes for Twitch.tv. The Magical Whale Gopher is also found at Whale Gopher, but is the full sentence The Magical Whale Gopher on Twitch. And I, Action Shakespeare, am found at That Gal in the Hat and Twitch.tv/ACTN Shakespeare. And of course, B-Drops is found on Twitter at BDropsArt and Twitch.tv/BDrops. We'd also like to plug Tales of Harbor. You can find it at the Twitter at Harbor Tales. Use the hashtag Tales of Harbor to promote the show. And you can have your name as an NPC. And big time news, we got Tales of Harbor Season 2 coming back. It's a pretty big deal. Season 2 features me, Action Shakespeare, B-Drops, whom you already know, Public Opinion, and is, of course, DM'd by this lovely man right here, who I'm pointing at, Wordsy.
Hello.
There's going to be a lot of surprises, new bonus content for fans of the show. It's going to be very exciting, and once again, you can use the hashtag Tales of Harbor. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies, and you can get a character named after you in the show if you tweet with that hashtag. We love it. We love seeing it. And, of course, you can catch us on Patreon. Patreon.com/firsttimeridepod.
Do I get anything for being a patron?
Absolutely. God, there's so many things you can get. For starters, $2 a month, we'll get you podcast notes. Get all of our little notes on the show. Everything we scream about, handwritten, typed, the works. $5 a month, you get early access to our episodes and a shout out. $10 a month, you get all that stuff talked about in those other 2 tiers. And in addition, you get exclusive voting power on polls for future series that we're going to run, as well as the first time you get $10 a month, you get a special sticker featuring the Kamen Rider.
He's pretty cool, but...
I know what you're thinking. I like Kamen Rider, but I like the Kaijin more because they're more varied and interesting and shitty. Well, I got a great news for you, and it's called $25 a month. We'll get you all that stuff I described, that sticker for the first time subscribing, and an entire sheet of stickers of all the Shocker Kaijin that we've encountered, drawn by B-Drops and the Magical Whale Gopher.
They're very good.
They're very good, is the thing. Am I free? Can I go?
Yeah, you're good to go.
All right, see ya. I gotta go back to recording. Wanted to note, as we come back in from commercial break, this is for the podcast. Gotta scroll back to the tab where I was getting my information. We briefly discussed them as we were closing out the previous episode. I wanted to reiterate their name, Keisuke Yamashita. And yeah, recurring suit actor, man, just all over the place for years.
Sounds about right. That's a pretty common trend.
Though not super, like, was Kamen Rider X the latest one of this list? Because that's still 70s.
I was actually mistaken on that. The most recent series he did...
Well, yeah, there was one guest appearance.
Yeah, the most recent series he did, though, was Super 1.
Oh.
I think that is
80s.
Early 80s,
yeah.
I want to say. Yeah.
So at least a decade of his prime.
If we want to talk, like, outside of Kamen Rider, he's been in stuff at least as recent as Final Wars, I think, unless there's an actor with the exact same name.
I was bad on facts before we started recording, and I want to make up for one, which was that he made a semi-modern guest appearance. Not in a suit actor, but he still made a guest appearance in Kamen Rider Hibiki.
Really? As who?
He's just a farmer. An extra.
Oh, okay. That's dope. I got a chance to watch Hibiki with some friends / fans of the podcast, and it was real interesting. That is one that I'm looking forward to us getting to, because it's fucking weird.
Hibiki is, if I'm remembering right, the impetus for the scene I want us to watch that other Kamen Rider for.
Yes, it is.
So I am very not opposed to watching the original.
Hibiki is definitely... Hibiki is a weird season, because Hibiki is probably the only series that starts off really good and then kind of sucks.
And then careens.
Oh no.
So what happened is, like, I want to say it was like halfway through the series, but I don't remember exactly when. But like a portion through the series, they changed the directors, and the new director didn't really like. He clearly had a super different directing style than the old director, and so like a lot of the stuff that made Hibiki weird at first, but kind of also made it cool, kind of goes away with the new director. And so it's like, alright, so this is more in line with like how other Kamen Riders are now, but that kind of makes it worse because it loses a lot of the like really uniqueness, like the unique fresh standpoint that it used to have. Like, it's definitely still not bad. It's, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's the worst Kamen Rider because of it or anything like that, but it's just it's definitely disappointing.
What a shame.
Yeah. It really is.
It's wild to me because I'm looking at the Kamen Rider wiki, and it says the average rating of the series was 8.2%.
Really? Is that like while it was airing?
And that seems low.
I mean, what do other averages look like?
I wonder if it will.
I mean, those
Well,
are
yeah,
all
there's like a list for comparison.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I'm like, is that out of 10? But
yeah, I was gonna say it also depends on what kind of scale they're comparing on. Because I am assuming out of 10.
It's not out of 10 though, because the last episode is rated 10.7%.
Yeah.
So like, is it just less than 1 star?
I doubt that. I
don't know, it's weird.
You know, honestly, kind of in hindsight, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, well.
Like I said, Shibiki was weird.
Well, now I'm super curious.
It's just like, I think it's definitely one of those ones where I could understand if it wasn't appreciated in its time. Because it's like such a far departure from what you could expect with other Kamen Riders. Definitely, it's probably the only Kamen Rider where I wouldn't recommend you start with it. Because it's just that different.
Huh.
That if you go into Kamen Rider thinking it's going to be even remotely like what that one's like, you're going to be in for a shock.
I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just kind of comparing results of other Kamen Riders on this website.
Yeah.
And they don't tend to stray higher than like 11%. So
yeah, I guess so.
I don't know if this is like a... Well, you know, as I'm getting further back, they're getting a little higher. There's like 13%. I don't know exactly what these ratings are calculated by, is the thing. Wait, this is also says special effects audience rating compliment, so this might not even be like episode quality.
Mean?
What's the top page looking like? It's literally a it's literally a 5chan special effects audience rating thread. It's a wiki of data from a thread. It's not even like TV rating stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Speaking of TV.
What a weird thing to put on your wiki page.
Ran it down.
TV.
Yeah.
We have a whole other episode of Kamen Rider to talk about.
Sure do.
What a special treat for you at home, folks. I sure hope you're looking forward to Kamen Rider episode 61, Monster Catfish Giller's Electric Hell. Catfish Giller is a very unfortunate name, but that's what
What's
we
the
got.
Japanese name?
Sure is.
I can't recall.
Host
exactly.
B-Drops. What's the Japanese name?
No, let me look it up, honestly. Let me find out.
I did also. I was also kind of curious.
Catfish Giller.
Because that don't roll off the tongue whatsoever.
It doesn't.
Here we go. Namazu Guida.
It's a Namazu. We finally get a Namazu.
Yeah, we finally got a Namazu.
Yeah.
I am very pleased at finally getting a Namazu. He doesn't even have earthquake powers, which blows.
It's because he's an electric
It's
catfish.
true. They did
He's
the Pokemon
catfish
version.
from fucking Platoon. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that's a share. I forget because I've seen enough Nintendo bullshit referencing catfishes also being electric, to which I need to. I'm very curious now. I don't know that particular bit of mythology.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I know like lots of things in Japanese mythology and pop media. Like anything that has like whiskers or antenna gets electric powers, and I don't know if that's from something.
Obscure mythological reference.
Ugh, untranslatable
Japanese idiom. That's the one. That's the one. I was just talking about that recently.
I love you, Apple.
It's not. Yeah, it is truly not Toho until you have untranslatable Japanese idiom.
Love when my Japanese idioms cannot be translated. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into old Namazu Gaida. It's episode 61, original air date May 27th, 1972. And it starts a little something like this. The episode opens as a fighter jet discovers a sub, which we see is carrying Dr. Death. He destroys the jet, and we learned he is going to rendezvous with Ambassador Hell underneath a nearby island resort. Dr. Death presents Ambassador Hell with a new cyborg. I put Catfigler.
Namazu.
Yeah, Namazu. I think we're just going to call him Namazu for the
honestly,
rest of the
it's just
That
easier.
works. Yeah, Catfish Killer just does not roll off the tongue in any eloquent way. It also just is a bad name.
Really, Namazu Geiler is not much easier.
It's
That's
Namazugira.
just a fucking mouthful.
Namazugira.
Namazugirda.
Namazugira.
It works a
Namazu,
little
it's fine.
better. Namazu.
It looks
is
a little
perfect.
better. Yeah. Anyway, he presents Ambassador Hell with the new cyborg Namazu to help defeat Kamen Rider. We see Hongo and Taki on their way to the island, and to jump to Tachibana and the Moto Club, who are already there enjoying a vacation. Because of I really wasn't sure how to parse this bit, so I just wrote, because of the antics of the Rider girls, Goro is lost in a nearby series of caves where he's kidnapped by Shocker.
Correct.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
I don't see where the error is.
All right. Well,
I guess we'll go ahead and stop there because the next bit is about to be a fight scene. So,
and we have a lot to go over in just these 2 minutes of footage.
It's so much.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know what you're thinking.
What?
Dr. Death?
Do you?
Something.
Oh, I wasn't thinking
Yeah.
that at all.
Really?
Dr. Freaking Death. Steve Williams. He's on
Yeah,
the toy
Steve Williams.
submarine.
Yeah.
Trying to find parking
With a steel
space.
chair.
These damn jets.
He's gonna be in the Rumble.
They keep getting in the way.
And
shit.
anti-air guns, apparently.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Anti-air subs.
Which,
Yep.
like, is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing.
Don't worry
is
about
for
it.
Shocker.
Okay,
It
for
is now.
Shocker. Yeah, gotcha.
It is for Dracula. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna question him.
Dr. Death
Yeah.
returns from his vacation
I'm
in
gonna question him.
Brazil.
Yeah, for real. I'm just imagining him in the striped swimsuit. The old timey
I
swimsuit.
believe Shakes is the one who commented on him actually like legitimately looking like refreshed.
That might have been you. I
His
just said he had the
complexion was
just
so-
for men.
No, that was me because
That
I
was you?
mentioned that he looked
Okay.
younger.
Yeah, he really does. Like, I'm not going to say looks like he got work done or anything. I know that was my joke while we were watching, but I think like based on the track record of this show, feeling extremely week by week with no buffer whatsoever, this man literally just may have taken some time off.
Maybe. I mean, he was in
Yeah,
V3,
probably.
so.
He was, and that was weird.
Exactly.
I saw
Yeah,
that and I was
that
like,
sounds about right.
what?
Oh.
But yeah. He's
Yeah,
looking good.
that-
Looking good, baby. That time on the beach in Brazil, it really.
Yeah.
He got his tan.
Fun in the sun.
He got
yeah.
a tan. His top teeth are whiter. His
did get dental
comb
work.
over's
His
fuller.
comb over looks. Yeah, I was gonna say.
His skin refreshed. His crops flourishing.
Mushed, unbothered in his lane,
Honestly, yeah. Just
thriving.
Well, he's not. He's the hell out of his lane, as we find out immediately.
Yeah.
And he shoots that plane down. Sorry, guy.
We're never bringing that up again.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
worry
No,
about
He
it.
that's
was
just a
never
dead dude
found.
now.
One for the kill count. Ooh.
Boo.
Next comment about Dr. Death. He is much taller than I thought he was, or maybe,
Little lank ass bitch, or
or is
fucking
Ambassador
Ambassador
Hell?
Hell is a short king.
Or was he on a step? I can't. I'm
I
not
think
sure if he
he's-
was on a ledge. That was a
I
little
think
raised.
he's on a ledge. Because, you know,
Maybe it's a little bit of everything.
It might be a combination of all these factors.
Short king next to the ledge.
He was really looking like, what's that dude next to the really tall lady?
Oh, fucking Tyler
Yeah,
one.
he looks like he's really doing the Tyler one when he's talking to
he's
Dr. Death.
absolutely
Just like
fucking-
looking up like, hey. It's good to see you, Dr. Death.
How
you doing up there?
God, I love that meme.
It's perfect.
It's so good. I just say I really enjoy the bit where Ambassador Hell is like, "Oh, Dr. Death, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come over to Shocker Japan branch from Shocker South America branch. We're happy you're here. Also, fucking, you coming for my job? You trying to what? You think I can't hack it? You think I can't do it? You think I'm not a big boy?
No.
I don't.
You actually are pretty short, not going to lie.
You are a short king.
Now that I'm looking at it, no. I don't think you can hack it. But I'm only here for a day, so you're lucky.
Yeah.
I brought you presents.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
White Christmas.
Fucking Grandpa Shinigami coming over for Christmas. I have goodies for the children. Yes!
Namazu.
I got Ambassador Hell and Namazu. Oh, he's going to love that. Thank you, Grandpa.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you. You really didn't need to go at it. He's so spoiled. Gosh, thank you.
Well, he's my only grandson, I figured.
Well, he just adores you.
Well, I have to say I enjoy his company as well.
Little fella.
He was well behaved during the vocation.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear he didn't give you any trouble.
No, of course he was an angel.
We don't have the money to keep a Namazu here? I don't know what you were thinking, Dr. Death.
Listen,
Get rid of that one!
it's solar powered.
What did I
It's
do?
very affordable.
Take him out.
Don't worry. As long as he takes care of it, it won't be any extra cost.
Where you gonna get the food? I'm Fashy Stashy.
Why does Fashy Stashy sound like that?
I don't know.
Sucks.
Fashion
Why not?
Stashy's always sounded like that. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Why are you talking? I've always sounded like this, man. I just don't understand why everybody says I'm a fascist. Like,
Is it because of all the Nazis? I can get rid of the Nazis.
I just think World War II is cool, man.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting.
Flags!
Like,
Get
what
your
was
red
Hitler
flags
thinking
here.
about, you know?
Oh.
Red flags! Get
Stop.
your red flags here!
No.
Can't want to do
We
it in
have to-
danger without a huge
I'm
red flag.
hacking this off at the knees. Rig-a-goo-goo.
Is that your safe word?
It
Oh
is
my
now.
God.
In this podcast, it absolutely is.
See, you know you're doing podcasting good when you need a safe word.
It's a good
Yeah,
practice to
okay.
have in tabletop games too.
In general.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Have the no-go signal.
Yeah.
This is my advice to you. If you play tabletop games, maybe establish a let's get out of here signal of some kind to
Yeah.
get out of a situation that sucks.
Get you a ripcord, gamer.
No questions asked. Establish the word.
Yeah.
Rig-a-goo-goo.
You have to roll the tongue though.
You have
Yeah.
to roll the R. It doesn't count.
Yeah, if you can't roll your R's, you're fucked.
I hope. No, but nope. I can't say that. I can't say that. I can't say that. Rig-a-goo-goo. We have to move on. I mean, rig-a-goo-goo.
I was about to call you on the unrolled R. I was gonna be like, you stay right the fuck here and tell us. No, it's fine. We will move on. We should actually move on to talking about old Namazu, because we see him decently early in this episode as well. And this is a motherfucking suit.
This guy
That's
rules.
a creature.
This is a fucking creature.
This might
I
be
love
my new.
Namazu.
This might be my new favorite actual creature design.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
Genuinely.
fair.
Very up there
This
for me
is-
too.
This is gonna be high up whenever we finally do the Shocker Monster tier list for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much cool shit. I think this outfit gets exactly what it's trying to do done in a great
Yeah.
way. And
Mhm.
like is unified both in legs and torso. Like it doesn't just turn into pants exactly. They keep like a texture consistent, which is very appreciated.
Yeah.
I don't. Did we want to? I didn't want to just fully take it from there, but like, do we want to just go top to bottom?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I have too much else to say about this suit. I kind of just like agree with you on everything you said.
It's good.
Like, it's a good. Like, I don't know if I could call it my favorite suit, just because I would need to like really give some of the older suits a chance to shine again, just to be safe. But
I have.
Yeah, this is just real quality.
I think it's my favorite suit because of just, it's not only really detailed, but there's something that I don't think they have done before within this suit, and that is the eyes.
Yeah.
Because the eyes start as like this kind of reddish painted look, but they glow. And they turn yellow, like, and it's really effective, and it just makes them look quite unhinged. And
we were doing shit with eyes these two episodes,
a little bit.
And I appreciate it.
I think we've had glowing eyes before, but these are headlights. These are big old things.
Yeah, fucking high beams.
Yeah,
and I don't think they've like turned on and off, have they?
I don't know. I can't say off the top of the head.
Yeah, that's.
But potentially,
that's definitely.
And I just really like it, and his entrance is also great.
Yeah, his introduction to the world, as it were, is supremely choice.
It's really funny. The innocuous question, "Hey, what does it do?" Here, let me show you. And he kills two mooks. Like, bro,
starts bashing up the lab. And poor Ambassador Hell is like, "Oh, stop, dude, no,
stop it, stop,
no,
it's too much." Yeah, the mooks are fine. It's the computers. You can't replace those.
Not in the 70s, not easily.
But yes, what this dude looks like, it is a fish head with big old bulging eyes that light up. It has very sharp teeth, very menacing, kind of that thing where they have that like center tooth. I think I don't know what that's fully. I know this has been borrowed for Splatoon, so maybe I don't know if its origins are in squids. But
I was gonna say, actually, go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that I think the origins are in squids because I was definitely getting like the squid beak.
Yeah, I guess that's what that's modeled after that.
Yeah.
Which would make perfect sense considering my example.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a row of nasty teeth and then a select few on the top and that center one. So a real cool combination of like aquatic sensibilities. He's got his whiskers. He's got big old catfish whiskers.
Real quick, I just want to interject to say, because I don't know if I heard you mention it in as you were describing him, but one of the things I really like, and you get a super clear shot of this in the picture I linked for us to review,
I was about to get to
the
that
podcast.
For sure.
Please go ahead then.
He's got like a skeleton in his mouth. he's got bones in there, like in the back of his mouth. You can see the bottom of that fish jaw. Yeah, it's stellar. It's such a great little design, just a little extra sprinkle of design spice. It's, as it were. Yeah, that's what I think that's what pushed it over the edge of like, I love everything the suit's bringing to the table, and when I saw this picture, the high quality with that fish bone in his mouth, it was like, yeah, this is great. Though I also just have a personal bias towards a good old Namazu that I think only words would understand. but hey, gotta love him. He'll probably be my personal top favorite for the rest of the series. We'll see in 30 episodes, but like
we'll see.
Very good.
Yeah, I think it'll be a hard one to top because like Like you even get like web or like fins going off like the shoulders and hands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like it looks like almost like fleshy organs that sort of wrap around the body, like or gills of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Really
were
cool
they going for
stuff.
gills with that? Yeah, he has these kind of like
think so.
protrusions
Yeah.
around his shoulders and chest.
I think, yeah, probably gills is what they were trying to evoke. Yeah, I don't know. This is a real high quality suit. And I just to segue off the high quality thing really quickly again, as with the last episode, again, I just want to thank whoever is hunting down these like super high res photos of Shocker Kaijin and uploading them to the Kamen Rider wiki to be viewed, because like you can even, because the picture I got of Owlman isn't bad, but this is crisp. This is
Like
a
it's-
nice like real up-resed picture that really lets you get in on some of the nitty-gritty details that can be missed in the episode or in like what a standard film picture taken back in the 70s would have looked like. So big ups to whoever is somehow like finding these and up-resing them or digitally restoring them or whatever needs to be done to make them look this good, and then uploading them to the internet to, you know, really make it so that you can really see these suits without having to like try and hunt them down in person.
Yeah, it's super sharp, even down to the points of like the indentations of the belt. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's real nice to be able to, because that's the thing, is like we're able to point out so many little details on this this particular suit, and like I don't know if that would be possible on a different picture. I think a lot of it would be kind of like, you know, washed out. It'd be hard to make out. So whoever's out there, you're doing God's work, and thank you so much.
If you can't believe in God's work, you can't believe in Buddha's work. You can always do Kamen Rider wiki work.
That's the podcast. Thank
Probably
you
start
for
doing Kamen Rider wiki work.
Wiki
But
work.
that's-
Wiki work. All right,
Yeah,
sorry.
wiki work.
That's my transition into the next scene.
I was gonna say just very quickly, because I had a note about it when I saw Ambassador Hell and Dr. Death in the same room. I just wrote a note that said "fucking Shocker superpowers," and I'm kind of sad this episode didn't go in that direction.
The Mega Powers.
Yeah, the Mega Powers.
I was really hoping the Mega Powers would explode for sure. Like,
yeah, I was just like, all right, fucking Dr. Death, Ambassador Hell team up. What's gonna happen? This one's gonna be nuts. Spoiler alert: Dr. Death fucks off.
he mostly just fucks off. No tag teams or the breaking up thereof. Unfortunate.
Nope. Dr. Death is like, here, I got you a gift, and now I'm leaving. Don't forget to charge it.
Yeah, seriously, please plug it in when you're done. He can only transmit so much power.
So should we talk about the Moto Club? They're having themselves a good time.
Yes.
They're on
The
Wordsy gave us some information about the place, but I don't
You'd have
remember
to
what it's
scroll-
actually called. Here we go.
it's up there.
Namagawa Island. That's it. They're on a little island resort park called Namagawa Island. And
I'm sorry.
they're having themselves.
Sorry,
Oh,
I must. I want to interrupt one more time because as I went to look if there are any more details on this monster. He does have cool, and I know some people like to do things where they draw them based on our descriptions, so I figured I'll be as thorough as possible. He has like a cool set of like spines down the back of his, starting at his head, and they go down the back of that kind of carapace, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, this is
I
a
was
proper
trying to see
fish-ass
something-
fish, man.
If I'm seeing
very
something
Dagon.
right. I apologize. No, it has. There's a slightly smaller spine that just continues to run, but like I said, the cohesion is still very good from top to bottom. But of course, he is not without his shocker belt and his little shocker booties.
Yep.
You gotta
standard issue for all Shocker Kaijin.
probably for safe stunt work. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
it's probably very much for that purpose. Oh, I can see his socks. Okay.
We did.
I saw his socks for
broke
a
the
second. But yes, back to the episode. Forgive me. Just wanted to be thorough.
No, that's entirely fair. Entirely fair. So yeah, we're on a place called Namagawa Island, which is this nice little resort part. It's honestly a really pretty resort.
Yeah, like amazing location that I'm pretty sure we've been to before in older episodes. And I don't blame them.
Which episode did you reference again?
It was
the one that you thought was
not Crabman, but it was one of those ones where we were first talking. It was an early Hayato one where we were starting to notice, like, man, they're using lots of interesting locations. They're like seem like kind of like vacation spots. Like I think it was right after Hito Danger. Where we started
the Amazonia one.
Yes, I believe it. I believe so. That was when we started noticing, like, Taki's wife being missing and
yeah,
and stuff like that, and dragging people out of the pool into pipes. And they have a fight scene later on by that pool, I'm pretty sure, or one very similar.
I think it's one very similar. I don't think it's that pool specifically. That's a good question though. Yeah, maybe it is at this place. It'd be wild if it was.
It's a nice spot. Maybe
yeah,
they were just like, we're gonna shoot an
beautiful
episode and have another vacation.
Yeah, don't blame them. This place is a very pretty resort. It's apparently abandoned now, which is a shame. But if you can go find some pictures of it in its heyday, back in the 60s and 70s, it's a lovely place. I certainly would have liked to have gotten a chance to visit it.
I mean, heck, maybe it's just me, but I'd still like to go visit it.
The abandoned version is equally fascinating to me. But if there's plans to rebuild it, they probably would not. It'd probably not be easy to explore at that point because people aren't. It was just weirder to me that there wasn't anything being done with it up to this point.
Yeah,
you'd think people would just snatch up property, especially beach property.
Yeah, really.
Especially island beach property, like God.
Yeah, really. Especially already partially developed island beach property. Like, you don't even have to build everything from scratch. There's already a foundation. You just have to build off of the foundation. I don't know. It seems pretty good.
I'll take it.
So according to Wordsy's notes, he wrote up a little thing about the place because he did some research. So thank you, Wordsy. This is very nice.
Thank you very much, Wordsy.
And it comes in with the scene we go into because it's apparently a bird themed resort / park.
Mm-hmm.
And currently we are checking out the flamingos.
Hell yeah! How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink?
Eat too much and you'll
get
sick. Shrimps are
pretty rich.
Through the flame, and through the fire.
You can't. We'll get copyright struck.
Well, I'm taking that risk every day.
The Japanese verse.
Okay.
Which admittedly, these flamingos have apparently not eaten enough shrimp because they were looking pale.
Pale. Honestly,
it's it happens.
I was a bit concerned.
I'm not gonna blame them.
Flamingos are extremophiles, so they're probably fine. They're probably just eating something else.
This footage is also quite old, so it could just be like the lighting
super washed out. Yeah.
Not great quality.
And also, of course, there's the fact that Wordsy did explain what happened to us as we were watching, which is that all of the pink was stolen from the flamingos and put in the Goro's shrimp.
It super was.
My ass was pimping.
Yeah, Goro was possessed by the ghost of a lecherous 35 to 40-year-old man for this segment.
A little bit.
As he is
happened?
And I kind of enjoyed it.
He's got this lean...
Yeah, my man's got his Detroit lean.
He is big pimpin', like, for real, with his ice cream cone, and he's, like, looking at the girl's legs and going, Flamingo's got pretty long legs, don't you think? To which they completely own him, and he returns to being a child.
Yeah. absolutely slam his face into his ice cream cone.
Take that.
Did everybody else just go back a second because this is news to me and I can't process this. Did everybody else know that flamingos literally eat shrimp to turn pink?
Yeah.
Yes.
I assume.
I
didn't actually know.
I just thought that was nonsensical.
Have you not heard that fact about flamingos? Is that they actually shift hue based on diet?
Not until just now.
No.
Wow, that's that's like the core flamingo fact.
I'm glad you could learn more about flamingos through our Kamen Rider
For real.
Adventures together.
Educational podcast. Let's get this in schools.
We were just talking about Mame Shiba before we started recording because I remembered it existed, and thus I would be remiss not to bring it up now. That did you know that flamingos are only pink because they eat so much shrimp? Would be a fun Mame Shiba fact.
It's
anyway,
very much. It's very much on that.
Alright.
Flamingos are fucked up and cool. They will survive anything.
Yeah.
Horrific birds.
I was reading up on the. They are literally like extremophiles. They will survive in most environments.
They'll eat your shrimp.
They'll eat your damn shrimp, and they'll eat your damn babies if they gotta.
Ooh.
And they'll live in like 90% salt lakes and be fine.
And they'll like it.
Yeah.
Flamingos are badasses.
Flamingos are kind of badasses. I like it. I like them. They're freaky birds.
I have a lot of respect for flamingos. All of a sudden.
And they aren't normal. Got 95% at best.
They're genetic freaks, yeah.
Yeah. Then you add Namazu Geiler into the mix. Chances of winning Jessica, right? Anyway. We haven't done that bit in a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time to go spelunking with Goro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently we just have tunnels that we can run into.
You know, sometimes we just have tunnels. So yeah, we gotta chase some. We gotta chase some girls into some tunnels, and then get lost, and then have Tachibana be a responsible adult because he's the only one.
Yeah, for real. Like they all sort of forgot that they're in their 20s.
Yeah, really.
Everybody forgot their age, including Goro. The scene.
Oh, a little bit.
This
Yeah.
is the magic of the island, baby.
Yeah.
What happens on the
magic, baby.
what happens on the island stays on the island.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
But
yeah. So these girls, they run out. They have successfully escaped the quote unquote clutches of Goro. And Tachibana and Yuri show up, and they're like, "Where's Goro?" And they're like, "Oh, we lost him in the caves."
What the fuck, man?
And Tachibana's immediately like, "You left a child alone in there? If he gets lost, it's on our necks, you know."
This does bring up a point that I just never thought about for 60 episodes.
That none of these motherfuckers are his parents.
Well, yeah, where are Goro's parents? I mean, he's had his sister, who has apparently been in the area the whole time. The whole time.
Just the whole.
Which I guess is probably what distracted us for the most part. It's just like, he's hanging out with his sister. He probably just goes home and
He's
does
got
whatever.
a role model.
But it's funny to just have it suddenly very much acknowledged that he is definitely under the care of the adults in the room, and if they lose him there, it is their ass.
Which, yeah, God, you gotta admit, do you think they were just like, we're gonna keep this particular venture close to the chest, and we're gonna get Goro a couple extra ice creams, and we're gonna ask him not to say nothing?
Goro rolls with the punches. Goro's probably not the problem here, and it's probably why they've been able to hang with him so much. But if Goro gets lost...
Yeah, that's probably because he doesn't fucking narc.
Yeah, Goro doesn't narc on the situation. He loves hanging out here, and they probably have left out so much of what happens with that kid.
Well, yeah, because especially this time around, like, good lord.
Yeah.
I imagine a lot of it.
He got kidnapped by what? What do you mean a cyborg?
I imagine a good chunk
Banned
of it.
from the Moto Club.
Sorry. Go ahead, B.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, B.
It might kind of be that sort of experience of, like, you know, kids are naturally not narcs unless, like, they're not intending to. It's rare for a kid to be like, these adults were not responsible in taking care of me. Most of the time they'd just be like, man, the people I was hanging out with were jerks and they left me behind in the cave.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was chasing them and they ran away from me after they pushed me into my ice cream.
What?
Bullshit.
I forget who did it.
And then I got kidnapped by Nazis.
If Yuri did it...
They what?
Yeah, they what?
It was Yuri.
Yeah, Yuri owned him, so that's her duty as older sibling is to just is to wreck him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
she dunked on him thoroughly, and he decided, I will get my vengeance on Dogleash and the other one. Because they're expendable.
That's literally how he phrased it.
Yeah.
The other one. Teen Girl
Yeah,
Squad
and then he
ass.
winked at the camera and he said, this one's for you, King Fats, and he hit an RKO on Dogleash. It was fucking wild.
It was weird. King Fats was just watching Static.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was my favorite part of the episode.
He keeps talking about his favorite show, Kamen Rider. I don't get it. It makes no goddamn sense.
Anyway, please support our GoFundMe. We're trying to get him out of the hospital. He hasn't been the same since the car crash.
You have to let go, Fats. It wasn't your fault.
Give me a hug, man.
What?
Anyways,
Anyway.
Namazu's pyro goes off. And
Yeah.
he makes his entrance.
That's Namazu!
Yeah. Like, legit, he keeps doing this. It's so consistent. It's just, and then he appears. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
At the snare, I see clearly.
That's probably the best, most appropriate one, but I do like how we got 3 different wrestler entrances in there.
Yeah. Well,
From 3 different people,
There's so
which
many-
is it's just one more than usual.
yeah, really. A lot of famous wrestling intros with Pyro.
I only remember it because of the bass boosted John Cena explosion mod in Fallout.
Yeah. That's good
Oh,
shit.
that's good. It's called the shit. Wow.
But yeah, he comes in.
Yeah, so anyway, Goro gets kidnapped by Nazis.
Yeah, really easily.
Well, because he's a child.
What a bitch. Get
Wow.
his ass.
There goes Goro. The biggest ass who ever lived.
What a douche.
What a douche.
Alright, you
I
can
think
have a
he's
side of
dropped
fries for
dead.
being mean to her like that.
I can't kick him, so I can only do verbal abuse to
Yeah,
the
really.
children. Hey, look, we've been putting Goro over too long. Like, I gotta get my shot in once.
Yeah, besides, he heel turns for a little bit this episode
It's
anyway.
really funny.
That's really funny.
I like how he gets kidnapped by Nazis and they're about to just straight kill him. It's really
Yeah.
funny. He just happened to be wandering by and they were like, "Well, we're Shocker. We got to kill somebody. Hey,
Yeah.
we'll just do this. We'll pick this kid." And Ambassador Hell walks into the scene and just like, "Hey, Goro, how the hell are you? I know this guy."
Yeah. Hey, my buddy Goro, what's going on, my man?
Cracking. We got something
What's good,
special
bud?
for you. So they drag him away to be crucified again, but that's later.
Yeah,
I think this is where
they
your
get the
actual
special
summary...
crucifix for. Yeah, this is so we can continue from here, because as I said, we're about to do a fight scene.
Hell yeah.
As Hongo and Taki are on their way after hearing about Goro, they are attacked by Dr. Death and Namazu. Together, the two fight against Shocker. Meanwhile, at the Shocker base, Goro is given an electric charge. I would include more, but that's really all there is to it.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
back outside, Hongo and Taki continue to fight. No, yeah, that's how I wrote that. Look, I do my best.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate
All I've got is back outside, Hongo and Taki continue to fight. Shocker decides to retreat.
Yep.
Which, I mean, admittedly,
Yeah.
That is also what happens.
Dr. Death advises that he is heading back to South America and reminds Ambassador Hell that Namazu will need to be charged using special solar panels on top of the island. We'll do one more here. Hongo and Taki arrive on the island and tell the others what happened. So we got the fight scene.
Yes.
On the hill.
Oh, yeah, this is where the hill tech.
And then we rolled down.
This is, yeah.
Taki got blown up.
Yes,
he dies.
That is literally the first note of this section.
Yeah.
Taki BTFO. I am definitely, by the time this episode comes out, I am definitely going to just clip that segment out of context before you learn it. Because, holy shit. It made me laugh so much. He's just driving his motorcycle, and then explodes, cloud of dust completely obscuring him.
It's so good.
He's dead. Roll credits. No more
Taki.
Taki.
There's no more.
It's so sad. I can't believe Taki's dead. Anyway.
Yeah, we got 30 episodes, and he's just not gonna be here.
He dies the same way Goofy dies. Like, I can't believe it.
Stop!
I'll pay for this. The turning point. This is where Kamen Rider becomes Kamen Rider. For real.
God.
We're going back to season 1 shit.
Yeah. Why do you think V3 is called V3? Because Kamen Rider is going to become V2. Duh.
Yeah.
Sure, that's exactly it.
I skipped the Kamen Rider V5 for the trolls.
Well, no.
I was always personally a fan of Kamen Rider V8.
Could have had one.
I love that taste.
Yeah?
I love the taste of blood.
I enjoy V8.
I don't think I've ever had one. Well, yeah. But you know me.
I've never had a proper V8, but V8 used to make this like fruit blend juice that we would buy that was real tasty.
I feel like
I
might have said this on the podcast or somewhere before, but my old my old English teacher just used to go into like V8 ad reads just because, to keep us on our toes.
That's like good shit.
That's good shit.
First thing in the morning, he's like, he chugs a V8, points it to the class, and he just like does like an ad read and throws it into the trash can. It's just
how many of you are awake?
He was wonderful.
That's a wonderful teacher. And also, what else are you going to do when you have people hostage at your every word for hours on end?
I would, yeah. I feel like if I were to become a teacher, I would take advantage of that particular situation more than I'd care to admit.
This named Grace.
All right, time to sit down. Tell a story.
I'm tell you about a place called the Infinite Garden.
Winks to the class without explaining anything. This fight scene.
Like Miss Shakespeare, she's hard to follow.
This fight scene. I'm getting back to this fight scene for words.
Yeah, getting back to this fight scene.
Is great. It's mostly they're throwing World War II grenades. We got sandy hills that we're doing stunts on very deliberately, which we got helmets flying off, which is fun.
Yep, and distracting if you're me.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, I didn't clearly see what it was. I just saw an object go flying off the hill.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck was that?
It was a little easier to press the second time because both helmets get fucked up. We got Mooks.
Well, and one of them was red and the other one was blue amongst a bunch of black.
I do like you mentioned in the thing. We have an intercut of the fight scene to go to Goro's. I almost called him Gordo, like it was Lizzie McGuire. Goro's science crucifixion.
Yeah,
because this is the first time they've done
Goro,
it with
crucifixion
purpose.
Too.
Yeah, they're gonna turn his brain into a computer.
Yeah,
but they have I guess it's supposed to be a mind control thing. Like they just shove a little pill in his ear,
Yeah.
I
You
love
know.
the mind control pill.
You know how Shocker be shoving pills in yours?
They do
I
that sometimes.
Pick up a pack of 50 at the CVS.
What are you gonna do with it?
On God?
You can get 50 of them?
Yes.
For you or for someone else?
Well, it's cheaper by the ounce to get them in bulk, so.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll need to ask you about a hookup later.
Yeah.
Now we're all exposed.
Yeah.
Oh no, here comes the bus again.
Here comes the bus.
Here comes the
talks.
bus. Doo-doo.
It's fine.
Okay.
I have still only laid in front of the bus, not jumped in front of it.
It keeps
Well, that's
missing
because you accept
honestly.
you accept your fate.
Anyways, so
Anyway.
yeah, I'm still working on it. Words. Couldn't resist. Anyways, yeah, intercut science. So no, the important thing, the mind control chip, not important. You'd think it'd be
No.
important. No. What's
No.
important is remember Jelly Doll.
Fuck yeah.
Do you
Y'all
remember? Do you remember
that Silent Hill ass episode?
Do you remember that Mad Magazine Spy vs. Spy bullshit? Do you remember the Scooby-Doo antics of Jelly Doll? Wacky ass cartoon plan where they wanted to supercharge people with 50,000 volts to shake the hands of senators.
What did they call them?
I forget what they had the name for.
Were they electro humans?
Something like that.
That's
I do remember
stupid.
calling it clownery in my
Clownery.
notes, like clown surgery.
Absolute
Fucking
clown
buffoonery.
surgery. It was the silliest plan because yeah, they turned them into joy buzzers. That was their whole plan. They wanted to shake the hand of presidents and kill them. Well, anyways, so that wasn't working for Jelly Doll. I remember because all the test subjects were dying. Apparently, they really perfected that science. Zol wishes he was alive to see that shit because
Yeah.
because it apparently works. You just need to use it on Goro.
Yeah.
You need a smaller subject to fill with 50,000
Obviously.
volts.
Duh.
But we don't get to we don't get to fully see the consequences
think
of that
it is?
till later.
I think it was partially Goro, but I think also more importantly, it's the fact that we now have the power of the science crucifix.
You're
We didn't have science crucifixes back.
Yeah,
in,
they just
in
had
Jelly Doll
A
days.
stupid table with a
Yeah.
dome.
Yeah, fucking dome table.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my-
crucifixion technology has really put Shocker in the forefront of modern torture science.
Modern
It's got-
supervillain.
I thought you were going to say
Crime
modern
of
Christianity.
Like-
The Catholics are very proud of Shocker.
Yeah. Now
That's
that they've
unrelated.
created Crucifixion 2, the sequel to Crucifixion.
Like you got your like 90s gamer aesthetic crucifix, right?
It's built like a gamer mouse.
Your fucking NES peripheral fucking crucifix.
You got that shit from
It
Mad
comes
Cats.
with Rob.
Then at the top, how you know it's a science, you got a Virtual Boy stuck up there.
Oh shit, this comes from Mario Tennis.
I'll play Wario Land Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So like as you're getting brainwashed, you can play Jack Bros, you know, and it's
Hell yeah.
It's really a
And
step
that's the
forward.
entire Virtual Boy library.
We did it.
We got them all.
Oh shit.
But yeah, it goes back to the clownery of a different kind.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Where mooks are, where we get this little intensely long shot of a mook rolling all the way down the hill.
Yeah.
Not that I'm
very good.
complaining. It's just he goes all the way down and he doesn't even make it to the fucking water.
I don't know. if
That's
he was
what pissed
supposed
me
to,
off.
But also, like, yeah,
That dude should have
Speaking-
rolled a foot.
what a fucking cock tease.
They had to launch the other guy into the water in his place, and he just sat there like a milk ape.
She really did.
Oh.
I-
It's just like,
sorry.
well, this is my
Like,
life now.
No, I can relate to that though.
Yeah, I mean, if you get tossed into the water, I probably also would have been like, well,
Wait.
shit.
I'm
Wait.
just gonna sit here.
Hanky. It's like
It looked quite windy and kind of overcast, so it might
It
have
was
been a
probably
bit chilly.
cold, yeah.
not optimal
I know it was
conditions.
May, but
The water's lukewarm, so I'm just gonna sit here. It's too cold to go outside with a wind chill.
Yeah, I'll
speaking
freeze
of just
if I
sitting
leave.
here, there is a shot wherein Gopher had mentioned earlier about like the great stealth shots that we would be talking about, and there is one in this fight scene that is fantastic. We see like a shadow creeping up on the left side of the screen.
Yeah, the sun was
And we're like, I think we were thinking it was like the another cameraman or like a
Cameraman,
sound
yeah.
guy or something.
right.
That's what we
But then
thought.
it's a shocker mook, and he just sprints out, jumps over Kamen Rider, lands in the water, and then just sits there upright. He just sits there and enjoys watching the fight. Like, the disappointment of his failure is enough to
Oh, man.
trounce him.
Never before have I caught someone setting up a rumble spot by their shadow, and it was amazing.
And like,
For real.
I think we should have thought better because, like, obviously, Kamen Rider is not gonna film with 2 cameras,
Yeah,
and
true.
obviously
Yeah.
What are
they're
we,
just
crazy?
they're gonna use onboard mics. Or
But
like
they might
one
leave a
boom mic.
camera stand in the shot.
Oh, they
I
might.
could barely
They-
afford
they-
the one camera.
They
Yeah.
did. They did that in the first Hongo Hayato team up episode.
That's right, yeah.
Very funny. Sorry, go on.
I
Yes.
want to bring up one quick note,
Oh, yeah?
because we did touch on this briefly with the previous Shocker Monster Owlman. This is probably around about the point in my notes where I felt it very necessary to put ah! because that is our Shocker Monster noise for the day. This dude is just fucking yelling.
Truly.
I love a man who just yells.
He's just screaming.
That's me yelling.
Does me yell? Ah!
My shocker ass too big to fit on the roller coaster. Ah! That's me yelling.
Can't believe the guy went to Nutsberry Farm.
Did we mention the roll tech? Yeah.
That was the thing I definitely wanted to mention. We got
Yeah.
Please go
not
for it.
quite the same as the Hayato Hongo roll.
Oh,
Not
right.
quite the
Yes, right.
elegant circus act. It was a little rough. Like they were linked hand in hand, but
Mhm.
they were like flipping over each other, but kind of taking back bumps on every flip.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was fun to watch, though.
Yeah, it was a good spot.
There was something else. I forget when in the fight happened. I feel like all these spots have been completely out of order in the discussion. I'm sorry.
Oh, for sure.
Probably.
But
Apologies.
there was something where they were fully utilizing how they were sliding on the hill and just like staying in place and letting their bodies slide and doing a fight thing.
Yes.
While
I believe
while
that's
sliding.
later.
Was it later?
No, that's before this.
Well, whatever.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
It's
when
a
they
something.
threw off their helmets, right?
Oh, was that
Yeah,
during the
it's around
helmet
there.
bit? Yeah.
That was hilarious,
Yeah.
yes.
That ruled. Like, genuinely.
They
It was
were,
so
like-
good.
Naturally transitioning between Taki and Takeshi fighting the mooks. And at just side note, at some point they both literally throw full on backhanded overhead chuck their helmets
Yeah.
down the hill, and it's fantastic.
Good fun.
But they're very organically fighting and tumbling down the hill until they reach the base of the hill just about where it levels off a bit more, and that's where the scene progresses, and it's
Mhm.
really good.
Yeah, it's super dope.
I
And then
think
we just kind of end the fights.
Yes, it's well, he gets called off because Dr. Death is like, "Hey, what's up, homeboy? Like, hey, let's go. We're gonna leave
Yeah.
now. We just kind of wanted
Bring
to
it in."
occupy you for a little bit."
Yeah,
Good to
we
see
need
you
to
again.
distract you while we charged
Yeah.
up your boy.
Like, yeah, truly. Good to see you, Hongo. It's been a minute. We should catch up, but I gotta go.
I've been
the
terribly
peace
busy,
sign and fades
terrifically
out.
busy. Gotta get coffee sometime
I'm
though.
swamped.
Yeah. I'll call you. I'll call you.
Yeah. And he's just like, "What are you doing back in Japan?"
I'll kill you,
Doctor Death! Ah! Yeah, he's only back talking. and Namazu's and Namazu's just like, "Yeah, we out." And he does a little pose for like this.
He's kind of stanced up on the hill.
Oh, he stanced the fuck up.
He stanced
love
up
it
for
so much.
maybe 2 seconds too long.
Yeah.
And it's so weird for a character we've been seeing, like, being such a, like, creepy old man hiding in the caverns and, like... I gotta admit, I was not expecting him, of all people, to be stanced up in broad daylight.
Stanced up in broad daylight, all white suit, wearing the vampire cape.
He abandoned his wand, which I was a little sad.
No, he saw it.
Did he? Oh, he wasn't. I guess I did.
it looked a little smaller. I think so. I don't think the
Well,
prop was
bro.
quite as big. Yeah,
He's
well,
wary because
it was
Takeshi
cold.
took it.
Look, he's old.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna bust his balls for some shit like that.
That's Hongo's job.
Yeah,
Unless that's what he's into.
he needs it.
There we go.
There you
Yep.
Sure. You are not the person I was expecting the CBT joke from, but alright.
I'm feeling a little defeated today,
I-
to be honest.
Valid.
I was trying to come up with a pun version of CBT that whole time we were talking about that last episode because goddamn, if there was ever the time to do it.
Shock and ball torture.
I'm worried
Damn,
about
that's
him.
pretty
Maybe
good.
he went to therapy.
Thanks.
I heard no.
Common
I can't
ball
continue
torture.
that. I'm sorry, my shame has come back.
Common ball torture is also good.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you've yet to get me recording on a day where I'm just defeated myself. Because, like, there have been weeks where it's just like, if we recorded 2 days earlier, I would be, saying some stuff, because I just don't care.
You gotta tell us. You gotta tell us when these times are.
Yeah.
I
Just
just-
capture the
I-
lightning in the bottle.
As someone who like
It's...
makes the content that I do, it's a little hard for me not to have my ass half out most of the time. So I got a visible glowing weak spot like a Zelda boss. Like
Yeah.
Buenos dias.
Hey, you and me both, brother.
Shut up.
Looking like that fucking baboon boss from Twilight Princess.
Glowing.
Glowing.
You know, how about we record, on, like... Oh, we start recording at, like, 3 a.m. on,
There
like,
it is.
a Tuesday.
There
Tuesday,
it
innit?
is. Tuesday, innit? Well, no, it'll be 3 a.m. It'll be Wednesday.
Wednesday, ain't it?
Wednesday.
Alright.
Just you gotta catch me in a mood where I've just, like, I'm just able to say anything because I just do not care.
We'll do it. We'll do it one day.
That's my secret cap.
We'll have to do it. We'll do it live.
That's probably when it's gonna happen, yeah.
You're gonna get some stuff.
Yeah, right?
Yay.
Perfect.
I mean, not all of it's gonna be funny, but okay.
Yay.
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 Yeah. Was this... I believe this is now the next section of...
Yeah,
Yes, I'm looking
I did
for...
I did want to mention one more thing, though. We
Please.
had this decent enough
Please.
escape reason for last episode, which is like,
Yeah, because Owlman got fucking stabbed.
yeah, impaled with a stick. I get it. You might need to fly away a little bit. Be like, oh, cool.
Gotta get out of
But when it's compared to stuff like this, right, side by side, it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, your wrestling time is over. Come on, back into the car. It's
Yeah.
just-
Okay, Dad.
It's
Waiting.
literally like the buzzer being like, my dad says I have to go home.
Okay.
5 more minutes. Come on.
Come on, Dr. Tyler.
Oh, come on. Dinner's gonna be ready, and your mom's gonna be mad if we're late.
Your mom, Ambassador Hell, is going to be upset if we're late for dinner again.
But Mr. Ambassador Hell, I need to finish my fight with Namazu.
You can finish it tomorrow. Now, come on.
No.
Bye,
I said,
Namazu.
come on.
I'm gonna pout.
Doing the little wave, you know the one.
Yeah.
I to the show's credit, this was clearly a ploy to distract them because they were doing the Goro thing.
Yeah.
They actually picked a fight with Kamen Rider, which is usually a dumb move, but it was actually a pretty good one because they got to kidnap Goro for their shitty plan that didn't work. But
What?
but anyways, I what I do love is Namazu gets to pull the classic cliche line. Just, you were lucky this time. Next time you won't be work out so well for you, Kamen Rider.
Next time Dr. Death ain't going to be here holding me back.
Yeah, right?
Bro, I'm just standing here.
Just shrugging.
You the one who's got to leave, dog.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, from there on, I think this is where we didn't. I think that's where the summary stopped, right?
That's where the summary stops. I guess the only part we haven't talked about is Hongo showing up and telling the others that Goro got kidnapped. But like, Hongo shows up, he tells the others that Goro got kidnapped.
There we go.
Truly, don't even remember that happened.
Valid.
Because it doesn't matter for a future scene.
Yeah.
Not really, no. And let's talk about why. That night, Goro returns, controlled by Shocker, and the electric charge in him knocks out the Moto Club group. But before Shocker can take them away, they are stopped by Taki and Hongo. Hongo and Takuya attempt to locate Shocker's base, but Taki is taken hostage and also given an electric charge like Goro. Shocker sends Taki out to try and kill Hongo, but he is stopped by Hongo. Hongo faces off with Shocker and Namazu, who runs out of electricity as he is pushed too far by Ambassador Hell. As he attempts to get more energy from the panels, they are rendered useless by Goro and the Moto Club. Hongo defeats Namazu and the rest enjoy their vacation as Hongo heads off. Spoiler alert, Hongo just kind of fucks off at the end of the episode.
Sorry.
Had to go to Days. Had to do it.
A little change of pace, sorry. Spoiled it for you.
Yeah. This is where we get tactical espionage Goro.
Yeah, a little bit.
The face this child makes.
Oh man, it was that shot was
fucking choice.
Chef's kiss stuff. Like,
so good.
Because we come in, we're shooting the rodeo, like completely for sure. Correct use of that phrase because this is, as Word says, provided us with further information. Like a genuine Polynesian dance troupe that was going around Japan in the 60s and 70s. And they're putting on a pretty good show, you know. It's legit. Yeah. They're filming this stuff just straight and giving it to you.
It's just their show. It's their performance.
We're just watching their show, and this dude doing cool ass fire tricks and dancing with the fire and stuff. It was sick.
Yeah, real neat.
Lots of ladies with the good hips way. All that great stuff you'll love to see in a while.
Shakira.
Yeah, for real. They ain't lying. But yeah, so we get the little reaction shot. We get the reverse shot of Hongo and Taki at their table enjoying the show. And but who's that in the background? The camera zooms in and it's Goro just with the most. Remember that scene in The Simpsons, or that episode of The Simpsons where Homer is talking, like making a movie, I think with like Mel Gibson or something, and he's talking about how there should be a scene with a dog that just has really shifty eyes.
I unfortunately cannot say I recall this, but man. It sounds fucking amazing.
And Mogo's like, why? And just like, it builds intrigue. And so the episode goes on, and at the very last 30 seconds of the episode, they just zoom in on a random dog, and it's just like, The episode ends. He's making that face. So if you know what I'm talking about, he's doing that.
Holy shit.
Evil Goro
truly.
is so choice.
I've never seen Goro squint so loudly in my life, and it was amazing. Is this? Yes, this is where my 2 notes read, "Motherfuckers didn't even try to rescue me," and eviltimony.jpg.
It's Dark Timony.
You shift ass dog. Yeah, evil Goro is so fucking choice. I think probably the only thing better than Evil Goro is like robot movement mind control Goro.
Yeah, we get both.
As he's walking through the hotel. Trailed by 2 shocker mooks, by the way. Amazed that like that didn't cause any red flags for anyone.
No, don't worry about it.
None whatsoever.
It's
Yeah,
they're
well,
just
I
part
mean,
of the
you
show. It's a crazy vacation world.
Yeah.
They really don't fit in though. Like real weird segment they got.
Yeah.
It's a variety show.
Well, you know.
It's vaudeville.
Gotta give everybody, gotta give every act a chance. Never know when you're gonna run to the next big comedy group.
We get the most shocking thing in all of pun not intended. The most surprising thing in all of Kamen Rider is that the jellyfish plan confirmed to work.
Yep.
But it doesn't kill people.
Times.
Yeah, the problem is it doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah, he's got a few charges.
Goro goes into the room. He is of course responded to by the Rider girls, who all, of course, they got to get a hand on the ball, make sure Goro's all right.
In unison, touching it like the end of Space Jam. So give us your talents back.
Nope,
you're still irrelevant.
Space Jam ended like that. That shit would have been hilarious.
That's what Michael Jordan wanted to do. Fuck them kids.
MJ,
I'm the only one.
I'm the best, baby. So anyway, the girls get electrocuted by Electric Goro. Tachibana shows up. He sees all the girls passed out. He's like, "Yo, Electric Goro, what the fuck?" He touches Electric Goro. He also gets electrocuted.
It's really comical.
It's very funny. 2 shocker mooks show up. They're like, "All right, let's kidnap these people." Taki and Hongo show up. They're like, yeah, like, obviously we knew you were going to do this, dumbasses. Let's do some combat now." They use Electric Goro as a stage hazard.
Yeah, he's literally just standing there. And they just throw people into him. And the guys are like, "Oh!" Like they hit an electric fence.
Yeah. Fucking wall splat combos like it's Tekken.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, God. And that successfully expends our Goro charge. So he's safe to touch now.
So we can remove this little pill out of his brain.
Or I guess we're going to spend the rest of it on Hongo, who gets the no-cell electricity damage because he's a cyborg.
Yay.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what he was built with. Like, they've covered that in multiple episodes at this point.
Yeah,
I think
I guess
super
it's fair.
established.
I think 50,000 is their favorite number for voltage, and they don't consistently say what that does to a body, but they know that's very high, and if they want you to be impressed, they're going to say it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't blame them. It's the 70s. Say whatever the hell you
Either
want.
Either that or the translators were just lazy, and they've been saying various amounts of voltage, and they were just like, fuck it, put 50. Nobody gives a shit. No one's gonna call us on it. If they gotta read the subtitles, they can't hear the tech or hear the audio.
Yeah, we'll just, if somebody complains about it, we'll just call them a nerd.
Yeah. Fucking dunk on his ass.
Got him.
Get him.
A 50,000 volt shock from a taser is powerful enough to immobilize a person, but depending on how does the jolt affect the brain, it can impair the process to remember up to an hour after the jolt.
Ouch.
Oh wow.
So it's not
Yeah.
nearly as impressive as they were hoping.
Well,
I mean,
it was accurate
still
to the
a lot.
result of
Yeah, I
what
was gonna say.
happened.
No, certainly, but they've killed a great amount of people
Oh,
with
for sure.
50,000 volts at this point, haven't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess probably sustained voltage would do it.
I mean, I'm sure it would be bad, yes.
To be fair, for Jelly Doll, weren't they doing 100,000?
I genuinely
Oh,
can't
yeah,
remember.
they might have been.
Pretty sure
I
they were doing
remember something
100,000 for
extra
Jelly Doll.
stupid. I could believe that. Oh, in any case.
Anyway, now that we've discharged Goro, it's time for the Rider Club to wake up and fear his mighty godlike powers.
It's a really good comedy spot of just
It's very good.
Goro's like, oh, what happened? And everybody else is
Hey,
waking
you
up
guys
from their
left
shock.
me.
And yeah, he doesn't remember anything outside of when he got kidnapped, I guess. Like,
Mhm.
that's basically the last point of his conscious memory. And he's like, hey, you motherfuckers left me. And they're all like, ah! We fear your power, great thunder god.
And he looks at his finger like he's got a booger on it or
Yeah,
something.
he's like, whoa, what's with that?
what's
Y'all good? And so now it's time for Hongo and Taki to go spelunking. Which, as we all know,
Yay.
always ends well for Taki, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, let's split up, gang.
Yeah, let's go look for clues.
With our
Velma cries.
long ass walkie-talkie.
It was the 70s.
But
I-
they're not practicing walkie-talkie etiquette.
No, they didn't really get much of a chance to, anyways.
No, yeah.
Taki literally gets jobbed before he can say a single word to the walkie-talkie.
Seriously.
He has enough time to pull it out.
But you're
Well,
supposed
I mean,
to say
sure.
over, because the line can only sustain one voice.
Yeah, but he doesn't even get. See, if you want a real comedy spot, you have him say a thing, and then someone hit him, and then he's on the ground, and just goes over, and passes out.
That's a comedy spot, yeah.
Or he goes, he's mid speech, and someone gets him. He goes ah, and falls to the ground, and then goes over.
Over.
I think
Fucking-
Taki's in danger.
Beware the black beast of Og.
Yeah, for real. I don't think I've seen that variation of the joke with walkie-talkies, so look forward to
Yeah, maybe
whenever
that-
I make
that I can-
something.
There you go.
I'm definitely stealing it.
Good.
Don't laugh at it yet. Ignore it.
So yeah,
Where-
Namazugailer's
where-
pyro and
Everybody-
his music hits.
Yeah,
He
once
makes
again.
his entrance. Yeah, he runs in.
Understand.
He hits Taki with a steel chair.
Right in
Pulls him
our
out of the
country.
Fuck.
I didn't
Yeah,
notice
we
this.
kidnap Taki.
I-
While
I-
Hongo gets to look wistfully out at the ocean and be
Yeah,
sad.
for real.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I didn't notice this, but, like, he's like, oh, are you dead, Taki? And
Yeah.
instead of, like, his reaction to Goro, which is like, Goro? Kidnapped? Oh my god, I'm gonna rip someone's face off. And Taki's just like, oh man.
Oh,
Well,
Shocker might have killed my boyfriend.
What a bummer. Oh well.
This sucks.
I'm gonna go look at the ocean.
That's
and
rough,
I'll feel
buddy.
better.
But no, it's okay. Look, Taki's back. Hey, Taki, you're looking a little weird.
My
Hey,
good
when'd you
friend
get back
Taki.
on your motorcycle?
Ah!
Whoa, what are you doing? Why are you charging at me? Whoa!
It's dangerous.
0 days since our last crucifixion.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the first time I've gotten to write that note twice for a single episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
We get back on the science crucifix.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I wish we had started a crucify count.
Yeah, there's been more than.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I never
there's been a fair
anticipated that there
number.
would be so
Right?
many.
Truly.
I wasn't anticipating there was going to be any.
Who goes into a kid's show being like, I'm gonna count up the crucifixions that happen.
Someone
guess
who's
I-
gonna watch Bible Man.
I guess we're just kind of freaks.
Yeah.
Godless.
What is
Well, if this episode has established anything, it's that.
Mm.
I got freaks 8 days a week.
Yeah. Dealing with the big bad booty daddy. Holla if you hear me.
What am I supposed to do? Play the guitar? I don't know how to play the guitar. The fuck we're talking? Oh yeah, give me a hug, cuz.
Yeah, give me a hug, cuz.
Every time we touch, I get
This feeling.
For real.
Yeah, really. On God.
Every time we kiss, I think I could fry. Can't you feel my heartbeat fast?
Feel...
It's beating too fast.
Oh God!
Please, I'm gonna die. Broke into a Fortnite dance with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they gave him the juice.
Yeah, they juiced up Taki and tried to juice up Hongo, but Hongo's too slick for that shit. So he kind of just jobs Taki because, of course, he does.
Yeah, he might as well have just like looked incredulously at them and been like, "You know what the fuck I am, right?"
Yeah.
Kamen Rider, dingus.
Fucking.
The narrator
stupid as
said
shit.
I could withstand shit greater than 50,000 volts. You're throwing pebbles at me.
Yeah, quit.
Stop
That's
it.
annoying.
Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah,
That
stop.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, Namazu, it's time. You and me, let's do it. So now it's time for Hongo and Namazu to throw hands.
with special cameo
Round two,
people
3
on
p.m.
people on the beach in the background. Just I don't know if they were just like, it looked like they might have had metal detectors. I haven't gone back to look.
I haven't either. Yeah, it seemed like it was just folks walking on the beach.
They were doing something with the ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Which leads me to
Just
like
living on the
two possibilities that I can think of. There's plenty more, but like
Walking a dog?
I don't know if they were walking a dog. I don't know if they were staff maybe preparing the beach. Like maybe they were smoothing down the sand so they could start
Maybe.
doing some stunts on it
yeah.
a little easier. That's my potential explanation, which is weird. We think they would have told them to get out of the fucking shot, but but you know, whatever. But I think they also might have just been people with like, yeah, or a dog or a metal detector, just beach combing for a little bit.
Yeah. Just having a good time.
They have vanished by the time the camera cuts.
Yeah.
For sure. Somebody went down and was like, hey,
Hey, y'all gotta get out of here.
yeah, it might be a dog. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell though.
But yeah, they're gone.
Show us the dog. Show us the dog.
I don't think we ever mentioned before that Namazu, like, summons what I can only assume are elongated whiskers as tentacle
his
weapons.
Yeah, his whips.
Oh yeah.
Because he otherwise has two normal hands.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I always personally
it's
just
fun.
interpreted it as him taking off his whiskers, like they were like detachable and reattachable. But yeah, maybe he like conjures up bigger ones.
They make a point. You know, actually, I'm gonna look because I remember how they always would make the transition of him having these things. So now I want to look if it's like a distinct change in his face.
I feel like maybe not.
You know, I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah, that it definitely seems
does-
like what they were going for at least.
No, it is for sure because he does this little thing where he puts his hands to his face like he's grabbing something.
Yeah.
He rips him
he
out.
clenches his face and then they make a little cut where they're in his hands. Where the pew, you know, that sound effect that's in all of these things when something
Yeah.
suddenly appears. It's great. I love it.
It's very good.
Just pew, and he has tentacles now, and they're pretty cool. They're
Yeah.
electro, like it's like God. What was that guy's name? That Marvel dude, the like red cyborg dude.
Omega Red.
Omega Red, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marvel vs.
Motherfucking
Capcom.
man. Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
of. Yeah. Omega Red, very cool dude.
But
And yeah, this is a neat little weapon. And then we got Ambassador Hell being a big dumbass.
I guess we also didn't cover the glaring weakness. Glaring, get it?
I mean, we covered it in the synopsis, but we didn't talk about it too much in the episode because we didn't really go over that bit. Because it's literally a scene that is long enough for Ambassador Hell to be like, cool, I'm fucking leaving. Don't forget to charge my goddamn catfish. Bye.
Alright, it's your weekend, so just
Yeah.
be easy on him, alright?
Dr. Death is out of this episode. He is going back to Brazil. He's going back to sip mimosas.
And then Ambassador Hell says, anyways.
Overcharges catfish immediately.
Yeah. Immediately he's like, oh, just put more power in the goddamn catfish so he can kill the Kamen Rider. And the scientists are like, he's gonna run out of energy too soon if we do that. And they'll be like, it doesn't matter if he gets a clean hit, just do it. And then, hey, guess who doesn't get a clean hit?
You'll never
guess.
Shocker.
Yeah, really.
So, I think the implementation of the Namazu gets solar-powered charges from a big old dish. There's this sculpture that they focus on for a couple of seconds at the very beginning of the episode, scene establishing. And it's fun because I think this is like a genuine just piece of architecture on this island. Yeah. But they implemented it into the plot as the secret solar dish, which is really neat. And and in the eventual explosion, spoiler alert, they made a model of this actual thing to blow up.
And blew it up, yeah. It was very cool. It is probably, I would say, I'm gonna call it the second coolest thing in this episode, just because we got a big Kamen Rider first in this episode that I was very excited about. So as Namazu is going and he's trying to position himself so he can get more light, he is noticing that our solar panels, they're supposed to spin, but they aren't spinning. They aren't being able to give him his charge. And why is that? Well, it's because they're tied down. And who tied them down? Well, it was Goro and the Moto Club, which leads to our first ever Goro fight.
Yeah.
It was so good. They ambushed these fucking shocker mooks who are like trying to guard the solar panel, and Goro gets one of those shocker sticks and just starts wailing in on this dude.
It's amazing.
It's so fucking good. And then while they're up there after they beat everyone, Goro's like, while I was unconscious in Shocker's base, I heard them talking about how they need this fucking solar panel thing in order to power Namazu. So let's make it stop working. My man Goro, on double duty, combat expert and tactical espionage.
Yeah, I think this is.
This
is our first Goro kill, actually.
If this dude died, it's our first Goro kill.
Well,
congratulations, Goro.
Well, okay, so Goro takes the stick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
take the stick. I'm sorry.
I think Tachibana starts punching the guy, and then Goro brings the stick down, and then you see a thrusting motion. Guy falls over, and I'm not sure if he gets back up. So
I don't remember seeing him get back up.
Yeah,
so
right?
Okay, well, to be fair, the way we count deaths doesn't 100% count just because they are unconscious for the scene, though.
True. That's why I say the jab is important, because it looks like he's stabbing.
Yeah, the
It's
weird thing about the blunt objects is that, given the way they handle it in this show, I don't usually count it as impalement unless they do that thing that they always do, where the person who gets impaled holds it inside of themselves. Even if the person who stabbed them pulls it back out, which they often do, usually there's a moment where they hold it and angle themselves in a position to look like, oh no, I've been stabbed in the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either way though, props to Goro for doing work.
Yeah. I mean,
Goro.
regardless,
Real
at the
good
very
Goro
least,
episode.
this dude definitely didn't get up before that explosion happened.
It's true.
Oh.
So
all
if he
those
didn't get
dudes are
stabbed, then
super
he
dead.
fucking exploded.
Yeah, this is a really cool movie. It's been a million fucking
Yeah, it's
years
been-
since the Rider Girls and the Motor Club in general have gotten to do anything of importance.
So getting 2 episodes of them doing stuff is
I
nice.
was pretty hyped. What did they do last episode? No,
Well, touching that at least.
I don't count that. He
Well,
does
it's been
things
a
all
while
the time,
It's been a while since Tachibana last got to do a thing.
but he has a greater wealth throughout the series.
That's fair.
The complete normals who are just goofballs
Yeah, that's
actually
fair.
got to do some shit that actively fully hindered the monster
Mm-hmm.
and let Kamen Rider cinch the victory. It was a vital role.
It was.
Yeah.
Real good teamwork.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
they
much
all
to
did it
Goro and the
together.
crew.
You love to see it.
Nice.
This is what you genuinely want to see out of a situation where you have a superhero and his normal friends.
Yeah, like
They
legitimately.
just do not give you that.
And then after our cool ass explosion, it's time to
Right.
continue enjoying our vacation. We're up on stage,
just-
we're Polynesian dancing. Go ahead, Gopher.
Just one more thing.
Please.
Yeah. The explosion is immediately preceded by a reverse rider kick.
Yes,
Oh
I was
yeah,
very happy that we
amazing
brought that
move.
one back.
And he jumps onto like the
Yeah, he stunts off the fucking solar panel.
the solar panels, yeah, and uses that momentum to just destroy Nozumi. It's so good.
An entire building with that kick.
Yeah,
I love this model explosion also.
It's dope.
Just while
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
shouting that shit out.
it's real good.
Because it's this like 3-phase explosion where the first one like launches a piece of it away, and then the next one launches the rest of it, and then the third one just for fun.
Hmm.
It's just fantastic model work. And then they sure put a scene that looks like Ambassador Hell got caught in that explosion, but he's probably fine.
Yeah, I'm sure he's.
I don't know about the
PG.
scientists. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Unsure. Who knows? We'll never know.
L plus ratio
I
plus the
usually count base explosion mooks as deaths, even if the commander survives.
Well, we already figured out that Ambassador Hell can fucking frame skip, so
Yeah, it's such a weird thing because like that scene is it's like it's shaking and sparks are flying and smoke is filling, and he's just waving his whip around like
oh no, guys! Oh god, this is the end. Just kidding.
and then
See?
they just
Or I guess they
hard
won't.
hard cut to the ending to the conclusion. So
Yep.
we just don't get anything out of that.
Are we supposed to feel shocked next time we see him?
no.
Maybe that was it. He was done in for sure. I can't believe it.
Holy crap!
But yeah, we get this conclusion, like Pat said, with the Polynesian dancing.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
We get the cast on the stage.
Goro's
We get to
having
join
a
the
great
show.
time.
We are official here. We are filming officially now. 'Cause
Yeah.
the cast is joining in the performance. But Hongo will not stick around.
Yeah.
The bastard.
Heaven forbid
Wants to
Hongo
believe.
understands joy as a concept.
Yeah, fuck you. He is so mean mugging so hard on this motorcycle.
True.
He is so unhappy for no reason. They can't even bring his angst back properly.
He struggles with human connection.
Yeah, you just can't get into that luau shit.
It's fine. We'll bring back Hayato, and then you'll be able to understand joy as a concept for a little bit, Hongo.
I like Denny's too.
Let's go to Denny's.
Yeah, let's
Who
go to
doesn't?
let's go to Denny's.
I
Before-
have that
Yeah.
in my power right now.
Before we
I
all go
might.
to Denny's,
I'm
let's
not,
leave
but-
y'all off with some homework, dear podcast listeners. First of all, don't forget to check us out on all the shit that we said during the ad break. Check out the Patreon, check out our Twitters and our Twitches and all that good stuff. Check out Tales of Harbor.
Very nice.
It's coming. It's gonna
Oh,
be
shit.
fucking soon. Actually, it'll be the month of its return by the time this episode goes up, huh?
There's a at the
I guess
time
yes.
of recording. There's a month left.
Yeah, fucking Tales of Harbor.
boy.
Catch the fever, baby.
I don't know why that hit me so I'm glad we got that advertising on this 90s news station.
Tales of Harbor.
Tales of
Catch the fever.
Yeah, Monday Night Raw is presented by Tales of Harbor. Catch the fever. And by Final Fantasy X.
Oh my god.
Do we want to talk about our next time clip?
Yes, that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Next episode we are going to be covering episode 62 and 63. That is the monster Harinizaras murder skull plan. Fucking what
It's a weird one.
mouthful of a title that is. And the monster
think
Saigang deadly auto race.
The translation that it gave us in the thing is Hedgehozurus.
Hedgehozurus?
Hedgehozurus, yeah.
So it's an hedgehog, isn't it?
Fuck that. His name is Hedge Jose.
Hedgehose.
Hedge Jose.
Which is perfect because, like, picture if for whatever reason you're in this demographic of knowing what the hedgehogs from Dark Souls 2 look like, and the Alo and Rattata, just mash those two together,
Damn.
and there you go.
You got our next monster.
Yeah.
And I think they used
I'm
the same
excited.
paint for the fish for him also.
Maybe.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe a little.
Hey,
Also
reduce,
throw in
reuse,
some Mad
recycle.
Max.
Also throw in a really dope looking fit on Taki.
Mm-hmm.
Some real Saturday Night Fever shit.
Hell yeah.
I cannot wait for this to actually come back. I can't wait to forget this instantly as soon as I stop recording.
Hell
And
yeah.
then come back to see this.
That's the real joy of doing this podcast. Just that brain dump at the end of the episode, so you get to experience everything fresh.
Yeah, and I get to completely forget how unhinged and bad I was until
Oh,
like,
how
a
unhinged
week and
and
a half
based you were.
later.
It's pretty based, VP.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of things that are fresh, y'all remember when
Based
we were doing that
jobs.
Artist of the Week bit, and then we didn't do it for
No.
like 3
Yes.
weeks?
No.
Why do you say?
Because we're doing it again this week. I put on my
Wow.
goddamn
What?
big boy pants and I did some work, and I've gotten some approvals for some promotions. So for this week, we are going to be promoting Twitter artist Toze. You can find them at twitter.com/RHAFTOZE. I believe that is also their at as well, at Raf Toze. They're just a really good artist. They do a lot of like original Kamen Rider style art. They do a lot of stuff of like Kamen Riders inspired by various different IPs. They've had like a pretty long running series they've done of Kamen Riders inspired by Pokemon that they recently updated with some new art that's real good. They also like to do a lot of like custom original writers for various Kamen Rider seasons. So if that just sounds like your sort of thing, go check them out. They have really, really good art, and I believe they open up for commissions every now and again. So if you're lucky, you might be able to get yourself some. But yeah, go check out Raptose. Big ups to them for letting us shout them out on the podcast, and keep your eyes locked to this part of the podcast next week, where hopefully we will do another one of these. But until then, remember that if you can't believe in God and you can't believe in Buddha, you can always believe in Kamen Rider.